uh, Hello? Why is the music? Or is it just like because it doesn't play? Okay, unmute. Good, welcome to the part 3 of that of the C story of Honkai Impact 3rd. Last time we ended with trying to figure out what our enemy is, the infamous Star, but pretty high IQ powers, if you ask me, is trying to devolve and fuse the bubble universe we are in. And yeah, we don't really know much, but at that point, what Mr. Har Shrike is try to figure out who the Sa is, and she probably saw him in her, let's say, like last moments. He's not quite dead. At least this is what she assures. And now that we have more information about it, Prometheus was worried about Sentient that is also searching for some information about Sa, but now we have a problem that Senti disappear, at least from the last scene, and this is where we are at. At this moment, what they faced was an absurd circumstance that they could not believe. The Herrscher of Sentience. She disappeared.
前面就是石之律者最后出现的位置。
Alright, and I feel
至少我们是这样认为的。
now the volume a little bit too loud because I figured out that my filter was not on. Okay, I will turn it off and you will hear almost no in-game voice just because I can talk about it. I don't have that much time to wait them finishing their phrases. Okay, that's a nice stand picture. Huh? Oh yeah, and Sa is good at hacking or whatever doing. Sa is like this residual energy. It's really like the hash of sentient signature. It seems like a fierce battle took place here. But no, there are no monsters. She looked around. It was all silent, and it gave a worthless goodbye to the only Herrscher in this world. An optimistic speculation in that maybe the Herrscher of Sentience wiped out all the enemies before she disappeared. But if we are not so optimistic, the monsters disappear because their enemy was disappeared. Okay, what happened to Santi? No. Okay, that's a monster. Are this the enemy that Herrscher Sentience faced? Regardless of their numbers, for a Herrscher to struggle with enemies of this caliber is too ridiculous, right?
我和希尔也这样认为。
There and I think so
时
too.
之旅者虽然话多，却不是
Though the Head of Sentience talks a
能
lot,
够让他
she's not just bragging.
这一代的，
It was
什
someone
么普通的敌
he
人。
deemed a world rival, who she has to be ready for. It couldn't have been a regular enemy.
所以我们推测，
So we can guess the enemy she's faced was someone else.
难道除了梭之外，
Could it be
还存在着其
there
他
are
敌
other
人？
enemies aside from Sa?
还是连掠者都无法应对的敌人？
An enemy that not even a Herrscher could handle? Oh. Well, our powers from the last...
你们看，
Wait, look, what is it? From what I remember, our powers were crippled a lot. Okay.
这是
This is... Without question, what had appeared before them was a residue belonging to the Head of Sentience. However, this just made everything all the more bizarre.
这东西，总不会是那家伙故意变出来唬我们的吧？
She could have conjured this up just to give us a scene, right? Conjured.
不至于吧？
That's all be too much.
再怎么说，这看上去也不是他
And it's
说
all
的
not her style at all.
我当然也清楚，但是据我所知，
I'm aware,
出现在我们面
but
前的
know
食
what
人者
I
并没有
know,
人类
the
的
Head of
形态
Sentience before us doesn't have a human body.
一种难以区分到底是物质还
She's
是
more
人
like a hollow projection from the cocoon of finality. A being that is hard to distinguish between physical matter and energy.
而现在，投影的残片被留了下来，主体却不知所踪。
And now a fragment of her hollow projection remains, while the whereabouts of the owner appears to be unknown. Whereabouts?
要么是作为本体的中间支
Maybe
点出
something
现什
went
么问题，
wrong with Cocoon of
但
Finality.
有天呐，
But that's impossible with Kiana here.
这就真的是一个活得不
It's
耐烦
just
的
a
玩笑。
clue, a joke, carelessly of someone who has had enough of the world.
不对，还有第三种可能。
No, there's third scenario as well.
另一位希尔，
Oh, Zazele, you're right.
原本确实只有这
Originally, there were only those two possibilities, providing she is still the Head of Sentience,
属于本
or
体
rather,
世界。
the real world, and Cocoon of Finality's Heads of Sentience.
你到底想说什么？
What are you trying to say?
其实，
Before the Head of Sentience left, I gave her a task.
当时的我们认为
At the time, we thought this would be a chance to look for Sa's essence.
虽然极具风险，
Although dangerous,
成功
once successful, we could carry out a more targeted response plan.
为了避免与梭正面交战，
To avoid fighting Sa directly, I made an argument
一旦出
with
现
her
性攸关的局
if
面
it came down to life and death. She should immediately change form, temporarily becoming pure energy to conserve her strength. Oh, okay. So we have like
让那家伙不要练这
plan B.
你还不如试试让海豚骑独
You
轮
told
车
her not to fight? You may as well ask a dolphin to ride an unicycle.
你是说，时之掠者会将武器遗失在这里，并非是刻意为之，而是无奈之举？
How does it pronounce this? Unicycle. Unicycle, okay. You mean the Head of Sentience left her weapon here because she was made to...
难不成是时之掠者的敌人？
Don't tell me
收走了他的掠
she's
者权利
recovered the Henchers... Recovered her Herrscher authority.
对，
No.
有人能耐
Otherwise it would be even less likely that the Head of Sentience weapon would just be lying here.
贝尔刚才说过，
No, they just describes the Head of
是一
Sentience.
种难以区分
A
到底
being
是
that is
物质
hard
还是
to
能量的存在
distinguish and
他的掠者权有
substance or energy.
全部
Her Herrscher authority is everything.
他的掠者权
Her everything is a Herrscher authority, including weaponry.
所以
You mean if she had disappeared, her weapon would be gone too?
也就是说，整件事情中最荒谬的
This makes the strange aspect of this whole thing that her weapon is right here in the physical form.
自己却不知道上哪儿去了。
But she's nowhere to be found.
如果这不是收走，
What if this isn't a recovery, but a subjection?
还记得我们之前的推断吗？
Do you remember what we concluded before? Sarah seems to be similar to the Cocoon of Finality.
对缩生效。
If Prometheus had a code to counter the Cocoon of Finality, then it could be effective against Sarah.
如果顺着这个思路大胆猜测，
Following this line of
也
argument,
许
I would venture
经
a
由缩的体系
guess that perhaps via Sar's system,
也能诞生律者。
a Herrscher could be born. Is this how we get new series?
你认真的？
Are you serious?
确实不能排除这种可能。
We can't rule all this possibility.
所以，你所说的接管是猜测因为缩的介入，将时之律者由中间。
So the suggestion you mentioned in a theory due to Sa involvement, which would transform the Herrscher of Sentience from the Cocoon of Finality into Sa's Herrscher. Oh. Wait. That's
于是，时之律者受制于缩，无
so
法像过去一样在
Sa
两种状态之间自由切换。
Sa is the same as Herrscher of Cocoon of Finality, but for Quantum Universe. So when the Herrscher of Sentience is trapped by Sa, she is unable to really switch between the two states like before.
的确，如果这种
Indeed.
猜测成立，
If this hypothesis is valid,
也就解释得
it
通
would
了。
explain everything.
可是，
But this would also mean, man,
是说，
I miss Sushana here in the whole conversation for easier understanding of this situation. But this would also mean,
没错，
yes,
时之律者
the Herrscher of Sentience perhaps didn't disappear by choice, but
被缩控制，
was
乃是
subject-
杀死了。
subjugated by Sa and killed. Stop using this word.
考虑到缩并未
And considering that Sa hasn't used this authority to attack us.
我们必须承认
Oh my god, who is this Sa?
的结论其实是
We have to admit that the most likely conclusion is
时之律者
no.
死了。
We don't admit it. What do you mean? You never killed like what? No way. Man, Prometheus is so
对
ruthless.
方不是过去的世界
Since
时，
Sa isn't an ex-World Serpent officer,
仅仅把律
he doesn't need to show mercy by merely capturing the Herrscher. Everyone's silent for a moment. Coming to terms with the possibility of her death, they were filled with a feeling of absurdity beyond grief. But what they all found hard to believe was that the world death could even be associated with such an unruly, untouchable Herrscher. A while has passed, then the mechanical guard was the first to speak.
好了，最可能
Well,
倒并不
most likely still doesn't mean the same thing as definitely.
而且
And before the Herrscher of Sentience disappeared,
其实为我们
she left a critical clue for us.
薛定谔博士刚刚不是
Didn't Director Schrodlinger just positive that
也能诞生
Ah,
律者
didn't Dr. Schrödinger just posit that Herrschers could be created via such system?
既然如此，
If so, we could think about this another way.
没错，
Correct, Doctor?
破局的关键
The key of
或许
breaking
就在这个
the
世界里
deadlock lies, perhaps, in this world.
从零开始，人为创造
Starting from the very beginning, we create a new Herrscher.
而后再度跨
Then,
过
once again, the Herrscher has overcome the finality. Look. Rooming through the chapters. Starting from that beginning, we create... oh. There was like more. If anyone had heard this sentence just a year ago, such a crude and irrational solution would have been taken seriously. Nevertheless, confronted with the present state of affairs, those words were incredibly persuasive. Das ist persuasive. After all, in desperate circumstances, even the most illusory hopes could seem unbelievably real. If only someone could possess such hope, it would be even more realistic. This line of thinking is worth pursuing. Are you serious, Professor Rock? Prometheus might have short-circuited, but you are not talking nonsense, are you? Of course not. With enough Honkai energy, it might be possible to create a Herrscher out of thin air. I have seen a Herrscher like this born that way. Although this appearance wasn't man-made, the Kiana's own experiments, which are all more familiar with, is proof as well. A Herrscher that was born that way? Do you mean the Herrscher of Reason, well, Joyce, the sole salvation of the first Honkai? Of course, this is just a theoretical possibility. As the name the first Honkai suggests, creating an artificial Herrscher was an experiment that no one could afford to undertake. Oh, except the former Schicksal Overseer. The former. Like Otto? It's not the current. Former is like the past one. I hope. But knowing this, you are still willing to bet on such slim odds? I can provide support that significantly increases those odds. After all, there is no one in this world as close to the will of Honkai as me. You are all out of your minds. But seeing as we have no other option, this will have to do it. I have an idea. There you. And if we can truly birth a Herrscher, we could follow the original plan and utilize her imaginary signatures to establish a direct connection with the outside world, right? This approach would break the stalemate by either returning to the proper world or directly locating Sa. The power of newborn Herrscher would serve as a formidable weapon. Have you considered the potential failure of such an experiment, or the risk of losing control over the Herrscher? I told you, no one in this world is close to the will of Honkai that I am. As long as Sa's size remains with 1/10 of the Cocoon finality, there is no need to be concerned about the created Herrscher going rogue. What will happen if even 1/10 is exceeded? In a world governed by the Master of Fate, every aspect is controlled by the trait of destiny. In such a scenario, everything with the bubble universe become a mere puppet to Sa, including us.
行吧，
Whatever.
那你们说说，
But who is gonna be the new Hesha? It can't be Celia. So does it mean it's up to me?
不，你们已经
No.
承担着高塔贤者的
You
职责
have already borne the responsibility.
可能有额外的风险。
No, you are already borne the responsibilities of the Sage Tower Sage. Taking on additional authority could could pose a risk.
更重要的是，我们接下来
We may still require the power of a sage, but it will buy us more time for both ourselves and this world.
而另一方面，
On the other hand,
博士的身体
my body and Dr. Schrödinger obviously cannot bear the imaginary singularity.
所以
So the most approved choice would be Shigura? Wait, hey,
你们的意思是
you mean me?
当然，你
Certainly.
算是天然
You
神
possess the inherent ability to wield stigmata, which grants you unrivaled resistance against Honkai energy.
修格斯和外之间的
What's more, you even possess the power to use Key of Beyond and Sugars.
没错，你就是最合适的人。
I agree, you are the most suitable candidate, Kira. Well, we know it's not Kira. She is not the Hersha of Rebirth.
死了呢？
Oh my god, she's blushing, really? You're making me a little bit embarrassed.
也对呀，毕竟
Well,
是希尔他们的
I am Celia
这种事
and the other senpai. It would be... What do you mean others? Just tell Sushana. It wouldn't be right to hide behind everyone.
虽然不管是当上女武神也好，
Whether it's becoming a Valkyrie or how things are now,
从阴差阳错
it appears that things always start off on the wrong foot.
不过回应大家的期望也是偶像的职责吧。
Responding to everyone's expectation is also part of being an idol, isn't it?
你能这么快接受
It's great.
真是太好了。
You are willing to take this responsibility so quickly.
那么，就由
So
我
let me
总结一下
outline the plan.
接下来
Dr. Schrödinger and I utilize various methods to guide
的方法引
and gather the overflowing Honkai energy resulting from the merging of worlds.
局部将其浓
We
缩
will
至道理的
consecrate
基础上
it to the level.
起点。
We will consecrate it to a level beyond theoretical limits, creating an imaginary singularity in the process.
这原本会很困难，
This may initially pose great challenge, but with Celia's support,
才能完成的
we
事。
can accomplish things in this world that would typically demand significant time and effort.
而且我们也打算像冲浪一样，利用一下缩对世界规则的扰乱。
We plan to harness the disturbance of the world norm caused by Sa, just like raging a wave.
所以，奇洛，
So Kira, I advise again
保留任何
against holding back at all.
明白我的意思。
I think you know what I mean.
我会完全解放休格斯的力量，全力以赴。
Right, I will fully unleash my sugar's power and give it my all.
而两位希尔，我希望
And to the two Celes, I accept you to arm the authority of the Sage of Tower Sage to the max level to stabilize the plan. I will provide you with specific instruction later.
在这期间，你们也可以尝
In
试
this time, we can try revisiting the country of Iron Sand to harness the Honkai energy from that location as well, accelerating the process of generating the imaginary singularity.
回到沙铁国度，不怕那些黑雾了。
Return to the country of Iron Sand? What about the Black Mist?
既然缩对那个世界炮的掌控已经
Given Sa complete control over the bubble universe,
与他那抠
and due to its fragile
然不会一直取得
tendency, I think it's unlikely you will be seeing any black mist.
确实有可能。我觉得
Maybe
至少可以
we
试
might as well try.
如果我们能轻松回去，那他大概还 真是抠门到家了。
If we can get back easily, it really is crucial. If we can get back easily, it really is crucial.
看来当前的任务已经分配好了，那事不宜迟。
So anyone knows what they are doing then? Let's get a move.
等等，你别急，
Wait, not so
有
fast.
一个很重要的猜测，我还没有告诉大家。
I have an important hypothesis I have to state.
事实上，
In fact, I think something was off from the moment of Mistle's disappearance. All of a sudden, Prometheus' voice took a delicate tone.
他在离去的时候，
When she left,
可以说
it sounded like she has something important to tell me, but
什么东西
she held back.
缩，是吗？
About Sa, right?
这件事的可怕
This is not just Sa's ability to hinder her that is frightening, but also the uncanny precision with
异常精确地
which
妨碍他说
Sa
最后的几句话。
chose that exact moment, preventing her from uttering her final words.
更进一步说，
Moreover, during the attack on Vita,
希尔过桥的时候，
when Celia crossed the bridge,
是的时候，
and when the Hedge of Sentience vanished,
看似
for some reason,
却不知为
despite Sa's appearance
次出手都能精准地打在我们
stinginess, it was able to precisely strike at our vulnerabilities at each moment.
你的意思是，
You mean
缩的全能
Sa's authority
或许是
is perhaps
全知
omni what? Omniscience? Omniscience. Omniscience. Okay.
全知。
Omniscience?
我们的一举一动，
Perhaps
说出口
it
的话
is aware of every action we take,
或许都
every word we utter.
如果事情真是这样
If this is true,
那么我们越是想直接
the more we try to directly hit it, the riskier things get.
这
That's... The three of them couldn't help but gasp upon hearing Prometheus' words. Then there was a deadening silence.
我希望从
It would be best to stop putting our palms into words from just now.
之前的沟通是必要
The
的
previous conversation was necessary, but from now on, I suggest we only
最必要简短
engage in necessity
避免敌人获取
and brief communication to prevent the enemy from obtaining any more information.
除非我们能证明
As well, we can prove Sa is an omniscient. Omniscient? Omniscience. Omniscient. So we can prove that Sa isn't omniscient. As if being placed under some kind of spell, everyone present fell into a bizarre state. Nodding, shrugging, making eye contact, the most primitive form of communication dating before the invention of language. An omniscient enemy isn't shocking to think, but justified. True or not, everything began to feel hesitant. And the smarter among them realized a more curious problem. Why did Prometheus reveal the entire plan just now? Was it really necessary? Nani? The performers were in position. The curtains has never before seen pantomime were about to rise. Although they no longer verbalized their thoughts, it was clear that everyone has been tactically assigned their scripts. In the face of a practically invincible enemy, they undoubtedly displayed all the virtues they possessed: trust, courage, and wisdom. People always want to believe that possessing such virtue would give them the strength to change the world. But would their wishes become reality? Would the secret plan really be a secret?
好，
Alright, let's split up
接下
now
来我们就各自
that
行动吧。
we know what we are doing.
我说这些
Ah,
话，因为
think that would be a problem, right?
无妨。
It's fine.
虽然还不知道我们有没有
Also, we
真
don't
正地
know
克罗米修
if
斯
we maybe truly understood Prometheus' intentions.
没关系，
It's alright. This is fine.
无论你们的猜测是否正确，
Besides, it doesn't matter if your conjecture is wrong, right or wrong.
推进下
The
去。
plan will progress smoothly as long as we take action.
果然，
I knew it.
我明白了。
Got it. We will give it our all.
而另一边，则是
On the other hand, Dr. Schrödinger's side assistance is required.
真是抱歉。
Forgive me, I'm limiting my using my brain in situations like this.
不，
No,
现在的我们
your mind is the great weapon we have in this situation.
强的我
Thank you. I haven't put my mind to work under pressure like this in a long time.
真是令人怀念。
It really takes me back.
那不是很好？
Isn't that great? Everyone fell silent again. Prometheus slowly and solemnly glanced at everyone's faces. It was as if she was telling them all that she was counting on them.
至于我，
As for me,
也要去做一
I
些
also
和
need to
我
do something that only I can do. Just stop dying, okay? So after a short discussion, the two Celia once again returned to where all stories began, the top of the tower. Here, the sage would once again confirm their spirits and keep this world alive. After experiencing many challenges, the girls had grown very familiar with this responsibility. But this time the situation was slightly different. After all, only by fully fueling their strength could the power of the sage be unleashed to stabilize the two worlds. In other words, they intended to try to recover their original appearance while silently comforting their spirits. Celia, are you ready? Shall we begin? Well, it's fine for me, huh? But Celia, are you alright? It has been a very long time since we switched bodies. It's difficult to even maintain stability in your current state, right? Let's switch position for safety's sake. You take the lead instead, right? Don't worry, Celia, I can handle it. And it's safer like this. If this attempt goes smoothly, I may be able to restore stability and get us back our original appearance. The clock is ticking. Some may be hiding in a dark corner watching us right now. We have to act before she notices. She? You have to act before she noticed. So just concentrate on comforting the spirits as you always do. You don't have to worry about me. It's not that she couldn't understand her other self. After all, they were born as two sides of the same coin. However, she hoped that her other self could live her own carefree life. The vast ocean, blooming flowers, radiant sunlight. She hoped her other self could fully enjoy this beautiful world. However, compared to freedom, her other self was clearly more used to the existing relationship. At this moment, she was looking at her with concern, and a worried expression was visible on her slightly faded face. Silly? I'm alright, I didn't mean to worry you.
这明明是个重要的关头。我
This
就
is
在
an
小
important
事
moment, so what am I thinking about?
没关系的。总
It's
有一天
fine.
我们会在
Someday
喜悦中释放
we will be
发现真正的自己，
we will
找到
be
真正的
released
我。
from our habits, discover our true selves, and realize our true desires.
现在先集中注意
For
力
now, let's focus and
完成好
complete
特殊的
the
内容吧，
special rite.
不是为了其他人，而
For
是
no one else but
为了希尔。
Celia. With the power of the new sage, the white tower shined brightly once more, just like a divine revelation. Daily felt warmth spread through her body, as it was cleansing her soul. Her body was embraced by warm and gentle energy, and the discomfort from being expelled from her body vanished at that very moment. Even if she could not rescue the collapsing world, Celia still lit the brightest light for her. So, that light, the girl finally able to return to their inner world.
总算回到了这里，
We're finally back.
可是希
But
尔
where is Celia? Don't tell me.
他一定就在
No, she's definitely here. I know it because
因为我就是他的另一面。
because I am her other side.
希尔，
Is that you, Celia? Gentle touch.
果然。
Sure enough, Celia just knows just where I am at all times.
某人就未必了。
And I clue,
不是有人
if no one said anything,
想不到另一
you
个
wouldn't
自己
have realized
对
that
象吧？
your other self can also,
之前我们还要尽全
but
力
we still had to do our best to fulfill our duties as a sage and protect everyone.
我开玩笑的。
I was just joking. Don't take it so seriously.
是这样
Oh,
吗？
really? Well then,
让我们一起
let's
完成
complete the
这个
last step and make
尽
this
快将你的存在
you whole as soon as possible.
真拿你没办法，
You hopeless.
就是这里了。为了
It's here, the end of the ride.
让我们再度
Let's become a whole Celia once more.
哎呀，还是这样的状态最让人省心。
This state is the best.
等等，我还没。
Wait, I haven't. She took her hand gently and gave her other self a soft smile.
希尔，
Celia,
我回来了，以及
I'm back and
欢迎回来。
welcome back. Yeah. After a short yet warm moment, Celia let go to her other self hands.
走吧，希尔，
Come on,
我们
Celia.
回归现实吧。
Let's return to reality.
等一下，
Wait,
可是我们还要去帮
But
助绮罗前辈呀。
we have to go help Shigura.
话虽如此，
Maybe, but this is the only place we can have a nice conversation, right?
大眼的旁听者大
And we won't be disturbed by any annoying eavesdroppers. Upon realizing that her other self was implying, Celia becomes serious.
希尔，你有什么
Celia,
发现吗？
did you notice something?
我只是在想，
I was just thinking.
最大限度地放大高塔贤者的权
Amped the authority of the Sage Tower to the max level to stabilize the plan. It sounds like our mission is just to buy time.
在世界
But no,
已经无法扭转的
that the bubble universe fusion is irreversible. What kind of time are we buying?
最大限度地放大。
What does she mean by implying to the max level?
的确，普罗米修斯
The mission Prometheus give us isn't any different from putting us on standby?
这显然和现在的情势相当
But how does it make sense given what's going on?
全知的推测，
And if
他分配
we think about the whole
有所指。
omniscience thing, omission thing, she must have assigned this mission to us for some other reason.
但那又是什么？
Then what are the reason? They fell silent for some time.
如果
Wait,
他的话反
if we consider it in reverse, huh?
在这样紧急的形势下，即便是为了
With how urgent the situation is, Prometheus wouldn't just make up a strategy, even if it's so to confuse the enemy.
那么，假定
If we assume her plan was real,
按之前的分析，
then from the previous analysis,
就包含着成为绿者，
everyone's mission, including becoming Hersha and buying time,
所以在世界
so now that the collapse of the world
需要有争取时间的就只剩下了。
looks guaranteed, the only reason we need to buy time is
说，
because of Sa?
你是说普罗米修斯的
Are you trying to say? Are you saying that Prometheus actually wants
时间尝试成为绿者
is for Shigure
说为我
and
们争取
us
时
to
间
simultaneously attempt to become a Hesh? And it's Shigure's job to confuse Sa to buy us time?
不然，我实在想象不出。
Why else would Prometheus assign mission like this?
如果扭转眼前局面的唯一方式
If becoming a Hersha is the only way to turn this situation around,
成员
then everyone who has a shot to do that should give it a shot.
绿者，
Being a
我
Hersha,
们也可以
is that a power we can control? For the longest time, the girl considers Hersha to be powerful beings beyond their reach. Bronya, Kiana, May, Mr. Yang, Ash of Sentience. She had always been looked after by a Hersha. But even imagining that she too would one day become one?
况且，如果我们真的
Besides,
成为了缩体系下
if we
的
really
绿者
become Hersha
就算
under
普罗
Sa,
米修斯认为这值得吗？
even if Prometheus think it's worth the risk, will you and I be able to coexist separately in the same body as we do now?
别怕，喜爱，
Don't be afraid, Celia.
无论变成什么样子，我们都是
We'll be the same no matter what happened. Their hearts had always been one. So long as they remain together, they possess the strength to face any danger. The girls always believed that. Yes,
你说的没错，
you're right.
手足无措地留在这，
Instead of
只要能增加我们面对
staying
风险
here
无论什么样的
helplessly,
方法我们都应该尝试
so
一
long
下
as we can increase our chance against Sa, we would try whatever we can.
只不过，如果是这样，
However,
绮罗前辈
if that's the
出现
case,
就变成
Shigure is going to find herself in serious trouble.
即使缩的力量
Even
真
if
的
Sa
最终
power
只是
really,
1/10
really can't compare to a tenth of the Cocoon of Finality.
绮罗前辈
I hope
一定要
you
不
are
要
safe,
失误
Shigure Kira senpai. Meanwhile, Shigure Kira has begun attempting to transform into a Hersha. What do you even attempt to transform into a Hersha? However, in her current state, it wasn't safe for her at all. She was staring into the void, and if something existed there, and there was the rare expression of fear on her face.
开什么玩笑？
Is this a joke?
怎么会有两个我？
Why are there two of me? Why there are two of me? What happened to Shigure Kira? No one knows. She just fell into an abnormal state without even suffering any external influence. Needless to say, her mind was very easily influenced by the outside world, delicate and weak, quite like an idol. Perhaps it was a challenge that must be overcome to become a Harsha. Or perhaps it was always a part of their plan. But it matters not. At times was the best touchstone. It would restore the trust for us. And perhaps it wouldn't hurt to take a look at something more interesting. While her companions went off on their own mission, Prometheus had taken action too. She hadn't told anyone about her plan, so what choice would she be making? This place will do. So Prometheus just told everyone, like, give a mission, and only Shiguro Kira, like, got a direct plan, and everyone doing something else. Like, Shiguro Kira is actually the one buying time for everyone. Man, I feel sorry about her. Okay, what is this, like this, whatever it's called, like purple substance, was also in Stigma Space when we fight Kevin. As Prometheus activates the module which has slumbered for 50,000 real-world years, the space secluded from the fusion was immediately torn open before her. Endless void filled the world. A moment later, Prometheus entered a place that perhaps only she could enter, World Origin. It looks interesting. Done. Investigate. Although it's her first time in this space, she was able to immediately recognize what was before her. They were Sa's rules, rooted in the bubble universe. They could also be considered as this world's cocoon. And in the near future, she would create the imaginary renormalization group and transform into one of thousands of Sa's consciousness, if those really existed. That was the third plan which she had yet to reveal. Just like number 17 in the proper world, I shall intervene in the system in the form of the will of Honkai and give birth to Hershas. So far, its size really cannot compare to a tenth of the cocoon of finality. Yeah, I still not quite fully understand the Prometheus' role in a proper world. So I should be able to obtain a higher level of access to directly designate the Hersh's authority and ownership, and give the new Hersha absolute freedom. To start off, the most suitable Hersha authority of the current situation should be: one could not step into the same river twice, but the river flowed eternally. This time as a drifter through the bubble universe, she imitated her former self and stepped into a similar torrent of destiny. Prometheus closed her eyes with her solium brain facet. simulating every upcoming part on the plan. After all, it was her last opportunity to notify her friend of any flaws in the plan. After that, the concept known as Prometheus, including her body and consciousness, would be completely obliterated under SARS rules. Although that would be the worst case scenario, she had always judged things by taking the worst into account. A short while later, Prometheus opened her eyes. All factors that affected the plan have been considered. Now let's begin. Oh my god. Before the enemy realized. To play against SAR's ability, she told no one about this secret plan. And it going to so, she avoided many meaningless arguments and free wills. Oh my god. Even if her final moments, her face remains expressionless as ever. Now she understood how May and Mr. Lee felt when they parted ways. However, when fate called for her, she remained calm, indifferent, and unaffected as before. Farewell everyone. Oh my god, stop dying everyone. Goodbye Prometheus. Oh my god.
早该意识到的。
I should have realized. What? That's
真正的
all along. The real enemy was you. What? Who? What do you mean the real enemy?
对我来说，
You're right. To me,
天上的每一颗星星，
other stars in the sky are enemies.
你没有什么想说的吗？
Do you have anything to say, number 17?
好的，我会为您分析取得
Acknowledge, analyzing the probability of victory.
如果您所说的星星是指
If by stars
客观
you mean the actual stars themselves, then objectively speaking, you are too tiny
渺小了一点，
compared of their lifespan which lasts for billions of years.
可它们本身
The same can be said for difference in size.
因此
If you are planning on going against the stars,
您毫无
you
胜
stand no chance.
当然，
Of course, if you speak comfort,
您可以自己
you can
的认为
deceive yourself by believing your
自己
merits
永远活在他
in
们
life will,
直至心
will
泯灭
allow you to live forever
为人
in
引
the heart of others, and will not be forgotten even after the star perish.
这倒是也能被称
That can be considered a victory,
精神的胜
a
利。
victory in spirit.
所以，你
So
做不
you
到
don't think I will succeed, right?
与恒星的寿命相比，
Civilization is nothing compared to the lifespan of stars.
的确，
Based on the average
所有
intelligence
平均智力
of all living beings
那
in
考虑到
on
今后
this
可能
plane
存在的进化，
planet, and even considering the possibility of future evolution,
您的智力水平或许也
your level of intelligence may be
使自己获得
suffocate
人民等同的
sufficient. Your level of intelligence may be sufficient as a culmination and symbol allowing you to obtain the lifespan of a civilization.
但只要人类自身的劣根性未能根除，
But while the weakness of humanity remains unsolved,
就不可能
civilization built by them are bound to perish before the stars even fade.
更何况
Not to mention
群星为
that
敌，
when compared to going against the stars,
更应该
perhaps overcoming finality is something you should be preoccupying yourself with.
果然，我们考虑问
True
题的
enough, we
观点还是
still look at matters so differently.
准确来说，
To
我
be
当然也愿意不
precise. Of course, I'm willing to live on eternity,
但我不希望是通过自己的功绩来达
but
到。
not by my own merit.
用
I
不自
prefer to be truly immortal. Monka S, what?
听上去很像梅比乌斯会说的话，
It sounds like something Mobius would say,
还
right?
是很不一样的。
But there's a big difference.
比起活在人们的心里，
I would rather
我
live
更
on
希
my
望
own
活在自己的
apartment
公寓里。
than in the memory of others. Oh, but that's a story for another day.
事实上，实际
In
上
fact,
认为
seeing
每
the
个
stars
天使
as
之
my enemies
不代
doesn't
表
mean I want
向我
to
宣战。
declare war on them.
真正重要
Number 17. The most important thing is
反而是我确立这一目标的资格。
if I'm qualified to have this as a goal.
很抱歉，
Sorry, I don't get it.
这也是当然了。
Of course you don't,
不过，
but it doesn't matter.
慢
You
慢
can
来
think about it slowly.
总之，
Anyway,
决定把全
once
心
I
投入
decided
的时
to
候
treat the stars as my enemy, of course I
能
had
够这样去做。
to consider on what basis I was doing so.
凭什么？
On what
没
basis?
错，
Exactly.
我固然不会真的与
Of
全世界
course,
打开较量，
I won't fight
但
them
当我
literally,
相信自己拥有这种
but when
资格的
I'm
时候
certain I'm able of doing so,
它反而能给予我一些额外的动力，更好的
that will be about additional motivation to smash through all other obstacles.
可是您的确没有
But
资格才对。
You really aren't qualified.
平时直来直去的时候
Well,
也是这么伤人吗？
was I also so hurtful when I was being candid? Candid? Candid. Candid, yes.
那
Well, alright.
就当做是
Considering this a gift from my assistant,
17号
number 17,
为何我们有资
what
格
gives
坚
us
持
the
一
right
生
to
自己
stand against the stars?
因为在浩瀚的
Because
苍穹
under
下
the vast dome of sky, the past was in the past. Which unexpected feeling the artificial intelligence couldn't recall the doctor's words no matter how hard she searched her memory models. All she could recall was that was as astonished then as she was now. Did the attack damage the corresponding memory module? She wasn't sure. However, it seems my judgment is correct, even if we can be considered omniscient, omniscient. She cannot read the thoughts of a machine.
可惜你猜错了。
Unfortunately, you're wrong.
事实上，那没有什么难度，
Is it Rita?
就像你和人类也没有多少区别一样。
In fact, it's not difficult at all. Just like how there isn't any much difference between you and humans.
譬如说，我觉得比起现
For example, I think you were more sensible in the past. Look, she looks like Rita, but I probably know who it is. It's Vita? Is it like evil Vita? Is it Rita? For example, I think you were more sensible in the past. Like I saw
何
the
必
art.
与群星为敌呢？
Why insist? By the way, let me put her voice a little bit louder. Why insist on going against the stars? She can make it happen. Yes, and she can even talk to you directly like this. It's quite convenient, isn't it?
不过，我的确很少像现在这么做。
But it seldom do this. But I seldom do this. Really seldom? Seldom? It's a word.
在与自己的冲突中，
In our
我
inner
们创造了诗歌；从与他人的冲突中，我们创造了修辞。
I think I let her speak because like she sounds really nice. In our inner conflict, we create poetry. And in our conflicts against others, we create rhetoric.
我总觉得彼此留一点距离要更好。
Okay, that's a short one. I have always felt that keeping some space between each other is the best.
所以，从来这都是你吗？
So, has it always been you?
根本没有什么 Vita。我现在亲眼见到的，就是那个将大片量子之海覆盖在阴影之下的传说。
There is no Vita. What I see before me is a legend. So I don't understand. Is Vita real or is like... Did Vita, like the Vita we know acted all the time like being nice and so? And I'm really mad. I still didn't trust her. But like I cried when she died. There's no Vita. When I see before me is legend that covers the sea of Quanta beneath its shadow.
说，
Sa?
倒也不必如此刻薄吧。你自己不也同样拥有2个名字吗？
There's no need for such harsh words. Don't you have 2 names too? Like, is this really Sa?
你还是可以把我称为 Vita。牙齿要轻轻咬一下嘴唇的 V， 以及舌尖要轻轻弹一下牙齿的 Ta。
You can still call me Vita. The V is pronounced by biting lightly on your lower lip. B. V. And the Ta requires flinging your tongue against your teeth. Ta.
如果有可能，我当然也希望在一切被了结的时候，自己从未走到过台前。
Dude, she looks so good. Holy. If possible, I hope I never have to get on stage when all of this is over.
毁灭向来只是我的天职，而不是我的兴趣。
Destruction has always been my duty, not my interest. Do you really want to say that you're like really bad?
当然了，事实上却是
Of course, the truth
我从
is,
未离开过台前，
I have never left the stage.
真可惜啊！
A shame, really.
看起来，你反倒感到更加困惑了。
Seems like you're feeling even more confused.
普罗米修斯，你思考的已经够多了。你确定要把生命的最后一点时间也用来盘算和布局吗？
Prometheus, you have thought for long enough. Are you sure about using your final moments on calculating and planning?
看来那位博士的最后一课，倒也没让你学到什么。
It seems like you didn't learn anything from the doctor's final moment.
不，此时此刻，我的确做不到什么了。让我感到困惑的事很简单。
No, there is nothing I can do right now. The thing that confused me is very simple.
你为什么弱小到这种程度？
Oh my god, it's based. It's actually based. Why are you so weak?
你确定在这种场合下，自己也能坦然说出这句话吗？
Fine, how can you say that calmly in a situation like this?
我只是在描述客观事实，
I'm only stating the fact objectively.
除非你有所保留，不然你
She literally said why you're so
出
weak.
的力量，甚至与米斯特林相比，就是
Unless
在伯仲之间。
you have been holding back. Otherwise, the strength you displayed earlier is only on par with Mistel.
那只是暂时，
That is only temporary.
而且这又有什么值得奇怪的？
Looks like Rita, I swear.
你不是早就得出过自己的判断了吗？
Moreover, It's nothing to be surprised about. Haven't you reached your own judgment already?
我未必会强于自己的造物。
I may not be stronger than my own creation. Even when your creation is providing you with a massive amount of Honkai energy right now, that's impossible. Even if it's just 1% of the cocoon of finality, that's definitely not you are God right now.
好吧，我承
Fine.
认刚才的说法只是一个谎言，但我恐怕没有向你解释的义务哦。
I admit that was a lie, but I'm sorry to say I'm not obligated to explain.
无论如何，即使我娓娓道来，
How dare
将
you
自己的
fuck
一切全
Prometheus?
盘托出，你也同样无法阻止我。
Anyway, even if I revealed everything about myself, you still wouldn't be able to stop me.
这很奇怪。
This is very strange.
使用刚才的技巧，你确实有能力将我们逐一杀死，但
With that tactic just now, you have the ability to kill us one by one. But
如果你的目的仅仅是把我们困在这里，和世界炮一同消亡，
if your goal is only to trap us here and perish with the bubble universe,
我看不出眼下这个时机的必要性。
I fail to sense the necessity of this timing.
说不定我已经这么做了呢。
Maybe I already have done that.
别忘了，你现在孤身一人呢，就这么
Don't
确信
forget.
自己的同伴们还活着吗？
Don't forget that you are all alone right now. Are you so sure that your friends are still alive?
你也别当真呢。
Don't take things like this. Don't take things so seriously.
开个玩笑而已。
It was a
等我
joke.
亲自杀死，你的确独享了这份殊荣。
It was a joke. When it comes to being killed by me personally, the honor will be all yours.
我非要这么做不可。只有这样，惩戒的意味才足够明显。
It has to be done. Only then will the sense of punishment be clear. Like, but what purpose? You
单独
destroying
对
the
我进
world.
行的惩戒吗？
Punishment just for me?
也就是说，我正在做的事，性质的确和其他人有所不同。
In other words, what I'm doing right now is fundamentally different from the others.
或者说，和其他尝试比起来，这的确能对你造成威胁。
Or rather, unlike other attempts, this one will pose a real threat to you.
或许吧。不过对我来说，那倒不是最重要的原因。
Perhaps, but for me, that's hardly the biggest reason.
任何具有灵知的生物，多多少少都会具有自我厌恶的秉性。
Any intelligent being has the capacity of self-loathing.
所以，我对于窃贼的厌恶，总是会让我在行事时变得太过冲动了。
So my disgust for disgust is like from disgusting. Disgust. Disgust. So my disgust for Elvi makes me act so impulsively. Some English words you don't know if they pronounce like the word. Like thievery. Ah, it's thief. Thievery. Then the attempts are actually no.
好，
Oh,
确认过自己能够被读取思维之后，开始刻意控制自己不去想了吗？
you are deliberately controlling your thoughts now that you are certain your mind can be read.
还真是只有人工智能才可以做到的事情啊！对普通人来说，就像那个出名的把戏一样。
It's truly something only an AI is capable of. As for normal people, it would be like that famous trick.
如果我要求你不要在脑海里想象群星，那么它反倒一定会成为你立刻想到的事物。
If I ask you not to imagine the stars, am I dripping? Or is the picture like really low frame rate? And it's not me.
不过，这
However,
不就等于是彻底
doesn't
放
that
弃了吗？
equal giving us However, doesn't that equal giving up completely?
这样一来，你还怎么把自己接下来的计划传达给一直在暗中等待的那位博士呢？
Look at those objects, they're like moving really weirdly. And definitely not me. Now, how will you convey the rest of your plans to the doctor, who has been waiting in the dark until now? Well, she just took the moonstone with her. Now, how will you convey the rest of your plans to the doctor who has been waiting in the dark until now?
好了，现身吧。你真认为自己能够瞒过我吗？
Alright, show yourself. Do you really think you can hide from me? Yeah, Schrödinger. She just took her. Schrödinger?
看来你自己倒是没意识到呢。
I see you haven't realized. Like, stop, Schrödinger is on our side. We don't need here the double
虽
agents.
然不能无处不在，但他倒是尽职尽责的，不停在每个人附近打转。
Although she cannot be everywhere at once. She has been dutifully handing around to everyone.
是啊，从性质上而言，这位的确是很麻烦的存在，根本不
Indeed.
存在于这里。
Her existence is very troublesome in nature. She doesn't exist here, so she can't die here.
若非他能够做到的事微不足道，恐怕事情会变得很麻烦呢。
If she wasn't limited to doing insignificant things, things would have probably become much trickier.
微不足道，恐怕我并不这么认为。
Insignificant? I must disagree.
走上台前，
Taking the stage may be your biggest mistake.
对他们来说，
Knowing who
敌人是谁，
the enemy is,
就已经足够了。
this is all they need.
即使那个敌人根本无从，
Even if that enemy is impossible to defeat,
他们的确面对过类似的敌人，
they have faced a similar enemy. But not you.
我知道，
I know.
你们回忆中的那位
It's what Kevin in your memories, right?
只是
But Dr. Schrödinger, what do you plan to do now?
是去向他们通知这
Will
个
you inform them
还是
of the
想着让
tragedy
自己的
or
继承
watch
人
your mechanical friends perish first? True, she doesn't care at all. However, the power gap between her and us isn't wide enough to cause despair. The home advantage doesn't seem to exist either. Or, can't help thinking at least. Well, based on my own
自己的
experiments,
思考通常只会
experience,
导致各种点
individual thinking usually leads to a single outcome:
绝望。
despair.
他说的没错，
She's not wrong, Dr. Schrödinger.
他刚才说
Now I finally understood what she meant when she said
在我终于知道那究竟在指什
she
么。
was left the she was left the stage. She has left the stage.
虽然我不知道当中
Also,
在其他
I'm unaware
不仅仅
if there are other restrictions involved, but this authority goes far beyond eavesdropping, and mind reading has really made her
和群星一样无从战胜。
an invincible as the stars.
群星
The stars?
普罗
No.
米修斯
Prometheus. No.
至此，
At this moment, the doctor finally realized everything that happened in front of her eyes, everything that happened in front of her since the very beginning has never been a reunion. How can I describe my omnipresence to them? How can I make them understand how reality is in my hands? How can I make them understand that how merely okay. Malleable. How can I make them understand how malleable reality is in my hands? It seems ineffable, but it's actually surprisingly simple. If this is a story that has narrated and commented, then no matter how objective they seem, if this is a story that has narration and commentary, then no matter how objectively they seem, they are still only observation and monologue, nothing more. As for our wise friends, they can finally connect all the dots, neglected together. Oh, is everything ready? This may have been a coincidence, but the person who has been making Horner's reminder was being evasive this time. Everything is ready except one last step. Making sure that I'm inside. So you know why I refused number 17's answer before leaving, right? I already had anticipated the answer she gave. Now I feel a sense of doubt again. So compared to that answer, what are you truly afraid of? It's easy to guess, right? That's why I said it's fortunate that you appear. She really does exist. But just then, the ideas word were distorted instantly into something ashes. This is something I do not totally understand yet. That will may be not as powerful as the mechanisms it created. With that said, the previous 8 Herrscher, the Herrscher of Corruption and Herrscher of Corruption, they relied on a small environment for a big payoff investment. And that almost brought humanity to a total destruction. Oh, I need to make a pause. So I feel very unfortunate that the Herrscher of Sentience is on. So I feel very fortunate that the Herrscher of Sentience is on our side. Moreover, the Babel universe we are in much smaller than the real world. I need to take a break, like stretch a little bit, and yeah, just take a break. Be right back. Okay, now it's better. Feel a little bit refreshed and it's so warm. So I opened the window. I hope it's not too loud. So I feel very oh yeah.
在一个最恰当的时机
Holding at
停了下来。激将的意
Pausing at precise right moment.
因为他明白
Her intention to provoke the hedge of sentence become appear. This was because she understood. Just you wait.
你说的那种意识
The will you just mentioned. I hope it doesn't even exist. Otherwise,
说出来的话
if it gets more into my sight, it will be so much fun.
在人工智能所接触过
Among all the people that the IE has ever seen, this lady was definitely enjoying this type of communication the most.
现在你们应该明白
No, this has a different color. No, all of you should understand, right?
他的确周而复始
This is century
状若永恒
perpetual. Oh my god. This is century perpetual. Oh, perpetual. I know the word. This is certainly perpetual and almost eternal, but
与那位自认为能够挑战永
unlike the
恒的博士
doctor who assumed she could challenge the entity in eternity,
与那位自认为
unlike the idea who assumed that being born is equivalent to eternity,
以梭这个名字
in the name of Sa,
永恒
I have rise about eternity and become reality.
那么何为现实
What is really then? What is reality then?
即使你不愿意接受
If it's something that can't be denied,
存在
even if you tried,
一个具有缺陷的
a flawed God, that's quite.
虽然不知道你说的
I have no idea what you mean by flaw,
不过看来也该结束
but this seems to be the end.
人之将死
Words to the deathbed come from the heart.
普罗米修斯
Prometheus, at your final moment,
后的时刻
do you have anything incredible
是不是
to say as an AI?
道歉，
None at all. Sorry, because it's not a final moment.
我并非人类，
I'm not a human.
从底层代码
I'm not a
设计上
human.
来说
And my source code doesn't identify this as a special moment for me.
并且
And I don't think this is the end.
梅博士
Dr. May was right.
即使你已经
Even as eternity, it isn't impossible for you to become our enemy.
哦
Huh?
薛定谔博士
As you can adjust the projection point
跟自己的
to some extent. Dr. Schrödinger, please set off right now to complete my last setup.
你不需要继续
You don't have to waste any more time here, or even attempt to maintain my existence. All I need you to do is to tell everyone,
维持原计划，
stick to the plan,
不要针对现状做出任
stick to the plan and do not attempt to into the situation.
结果
In the end,
选择了放弃
you decided to quit. Decided to quit? In the end, you decided to quit?
普罗米修斯，
Prometheus,
请相信我，
please trust me,
贴切
and then
他们，
and them as well.
这是大家唯一
This is our only chance to win. No, I understand. Underneath all the cover, that is your real last resort, the doctor thought to herself.
我明白了，
I see. Goodbye,
再
Prometheus.
见。
Why are you doing this to me? Waiter, Mr. Prometheus, Santi,
你所做的一切，
all you have done, I'm honored to have witnessed them.
还真的离开了
She actually left.
无趣
Are all your friends are heartless? Sorry. Rational?
无论情形多么紧迫
I know it's
我
urgent,
也该给你留
but she should at least take a minute to mourn. Mourn? Mourn. Mourn.
感性的生存空
The room for sentiment and survival is one with rationality. That should be no secret for you. But I don't need to do that anymore. So, can I ask you a question?
当然，
Sure,
不过
but you will have to answer mine in return.
米斯特林呢？
What was Mr. Link ending like?
是什么？
What was Mr.'s ending like?
没什么特别啊，
Nothing special.
死亡总是这样。
That's what that is. Static and meaningless.
我不是在询问。
I'm not asking. Prometheus 2-0. Oh, that's too based. I'm not asking for your opinion.
我是想知
I
道
want to know how she felt.
感觉如何。对你来说，这应该同样不是。
That should not be a secret for you either.
该怎么形容呢？
How should I describe
够
it?
优雅，
It wasn't very elegant,
但足够高贵。
but it was noble enough.
这就足够了。
That will do.
多谢。
Thank you.
你不想知道
Are not you curious
自
about
己的答案吗？
whether she got the answer she wanted?
我不需要让你。
I didn't. I don't need to tell. I not need you to tell me that. Huh?
作为人工智能，
That's interesting for an AI.
不过，
I do agree with you, though.
所以
And now it's my
现在该
turn.
到我了吧？
想知道什么？你可以
You can search anything if you want to know.
你的能力。
You can search anything you want to know in my storage. I'm unable to stop you.
如果可以，我早就那么
If I could, I wouldn't done it so much faster sooner.
为何我们有资格将群
Would
星
have
当
done.
敌人？
Why are we giving the right to stand against the stars? I have confirmed that you can't recall the words that came after it.
遗忘会催生
From
自己的
forgetting,
伟大
you can draw your own answer. Prometheus, you were the one that refused to stand against the stars. What changed your mind? What changed your mind?
那好吧，
Well,
就让
alright.
这助手的入职礼
Considering this is a gift for my assistant, number
为何我
17,
们有资格
what gives us the
将群星当
right
敌
to
人
stand against the stars?
因为在浩瀚的苍穹下，
Because under the vast dome of sky, in the mechanical eyes of the AI, I see a bright light burning with feverish passion.
因为在浩瀚的苍穹
Because
下
under the vast
我从不觉得自己卑微。
Because under the vast sky, I have never considered myself unworthy.
星星们的确巨大无比，但他们不懂得如何思考，也没有感情可言。
Yes, the stars are colossal, but they have no thoughts or emotions. Therefore, if you were mortal at this moment, you might have failed. After you have stepped into eternity, however, then this is the moment when stars falls. That's honestly brilliant.
好好休息吧，普罗米修斯。
Rest in peace, Prometheus.
之后的结果恐怕会让你失望，所以你还是不要见证那一刻了。
I'm afraid the result would disappoint you, so don't stay around to witness that. But isn't I saying that still different from humans? No way. Ah. I once heard about stories like this. A long, long time ago, people had 4 hands and 4 legs. That is to say, 2 people today combined make a complete person back then. But one day, humans agreed the creator, who found a giant axe and split all people in the world in half simultaneously. That was how humans came to look like this. Why do most people so Why do most people so desperately seek their other half in their life? This is why. Before that heavenly clave, they were one entity. This is why. Before the heavenly cleave, they were one entity. Ah, did I go on a tangent? No, I didn't. Let us go then.
Vita.
Vita? Zillie's voice restored her sense.
刚才的声音。
The voice just now. What was that?
可是 Vita
But
她
Vita-
明明是为了我们才
She did that all for us?
不，
No,
只是为了隐藏自己
it
吗
was just to hide herself.
需要我先暂停一下吗？
Should I pause
你
here?
们的脸色
You don't look so
看起来
well.
不太好。
继续吧，和这没
Go
关系。
on. Let's lower the voice again. Go on. It has nothing to do with this. Of course, she would say that.
莫名其
Being
妙
on
地
our
放我早就
trail for no reason. I knew that was no good. That was too no good.
好吧，
Alright,
但我还是要
but I
再强
will
调一点
treat this
原本我
again.
并不准备让你们知情，
I didn't want to tell you
可能会
this,
干扰到普罗米修斯的
as
部
it
署。
might interfere with Prometheus' agreements.
不过，
But
既然他也能知晓我全部的心中所想，
as she can read my entire every thought, all our cards are faced up.
如果我努力让你们无
Even
法
if I
知晓
try to keep
它
it
一定会
from
做出
you,
相反的结果。
she will make the opposite happen.
留给我们的时间并不多。
We don't have much time left. Before
你们
this,
已经猜到
you
了
have
普罗米修斯
guessed
的心中所想
Prometheus' real agreement, haven't you? I still understand. What's like all this Vita stuff? Just playing with us
让我们来成为律者。
for us to become Hershers.
可是现在来
But
看，
looking
这
at
应
it
该也只
now,
是他的障眼法
this
吧
is probably a diversion. Diversion, right?
或许吧，
Maybe.
但
However,
我不认为
I don't think that her last resort
继续往
would
对方
depend
不好
on our four failing to see through it,
而是看破后也无法阻止。
but being unable to stop it, even after seeing through it.
敌人借助某种方式，的确在我们所处的世界炮中达到了全知
However,
全能。
our four managed to become omniscient and omnipotent in this bubble universe. She can even read our minds. So, like omniscient, I understand. Omnipotent. Omnipotent.
但对这种能力加以操纵
However,
并没有超出
the
常
will that commands such power isn't better than average. For example,
假如你坐在一间庞大的
imagine
监控室
yourself sitting in a giant, monitored room equal with countless screens to observe anything in the world. The countless buttons to adjust any parameter of the world.
但我们
啊
还是要一个一个
But we still have to check the screens one by one and push the buttons all by ourselves.
就
Ourselves.
是这样。
That's right.
可是他真
But
的是把
does
自己
she
搞定了
have to make things so difficult? It reminds me of Herrscher of Corruption in Everlasting Elysium. The same as new Battlesuit of Sail reminds me of Herrscher of Ego. Coincidence? I think not.
全都杀光，根本就轻而易举。
According to our theory, it should be a cakewalk for her to destroy all of us all.
如果采取最绝望的看法，他或许只是想欣赏我们挣扎到最后一刻的样子。
Pessimistically speaking, she probably just enjoys seeing us suffer till the last minute.
但也许，确保我们和
Yeah, better enjoy.
本身就是
We are the one who will win at the end, but perhaps I hope. I'm not so sure in Honkai. But perhaps making sure that we perish along with the bubble universe is her ultimate goal.
等等，我们
Wait, us? Shouldn't you
只是做最坏的打算。
just planning for the worst?
如果我只
Let's say if I only
永远是一块
cared for my own safety, I would live as an immobile moonrock forever.
总之，
Anyway, Prometheus' ultimate move is probably
让所有能够对塑造成威胁
executing every method that could threaten the simultaneously.
不寄希望于他无法阻
So
止。
even if she could stop one, she couldn't stop all of them. That's what I thought.
就
Like
算是这样，最
right
后
now she has to think about Shigure Kira that messing around, and Delia, and probably Santi in Shadows, and Mistel. Like she gets confronted from all other points. Even so, the number of
也
survivors,
许一个，也许两个，
maybe one or two,
但
still
最后
better
我是
than
没有
none.
当然，
Of course, certain authorized might save the others,
也
but
不可
that's
能为
another
这个可
story.
以牺牲的米斯特
They
里
can
普罗米修斯
revive Mistel and Prometheus who can already sacrifice themselves. Don't tell me it's like, ain't no way. It's too soon.
总之，时间不等。
Anyway, time is running
也
out.
就是说，我们不仅要
That is
挑
to
战
say,
还要
we
像普罗米修斯一样，
not only need to
承担
fight
可能被
the
拒绝的
unknown,
风险。
but also take the risk of being killed like Prometheus.
对，
Yes.
所以，是否真的要这样做，必须由你们自己决定。
So, to do this or not, it's up to you guys.
而且，你们也可以认为，或许普罗米修
And
斯
it could be
没有
said
这
that
个计划
Prometheus might not have real plans. He believes it's just acquired blindness.
盲目，
Blindness?
他曾向我提到
盲目
过一位故人，
He was mentioned to me, someone she knew.
那个人的知识
That person was about her kind and wisdom. But
在不得不进行选择
when she has to choose, they chose to believe in future generation instead of herself.
这似乎扯得太远了。
But I digress.
无论
Anyhow, I won't be able to assist you in
我也无
any
法
way after this communication.
依从自己的意愿，
Follow your heart
做自己力所能及的事
and
情。
do what you can. Goodbye.
薛定谔博士
Dr. Schrödinger.
，Vita，苏，
Vita, Sa.
我们是不是早就该想到的？
We should have seen this coming.
可现实又不是什么常年连载的悬疑小说。
But we don't live
半途
in
才登场的
serial
只超能力者就是坏人。
but we don't live in serial spanned novels. Characters that shows up halfway are either fascists or villains. What was it? Oh, psychics. Oh, that's how we write it. Okay. She seems to have totally forgotten that she was just saying.
我们应该还有机会吧？
We still have a chance, right?
普罗米修斯，
Wait, she's both. Vita is
这么说
both.
不太好。
She's a psychist and villain, seems like. Prometheus, well, this is a bit harsh to say.
等我们解决一切，他应该还可以被修好吧？
She can be fixed after we settle everything, right?
聚集崩坏能的事就交给我吧。
As for focusing Honkai energy, leave it to
你
me.
还记得吗？米斯特林那家伙还说过我也算那个什么李行呢。论崩坏能的适应性，我肯定比你强多了吧？
But do you still remember? Mistle once said, I'm also an idea or something. In terms of Honkai adaptability, I'm definitely much better than you.
可是
But
别可是了，
no buts.
你知道，
You know this is not the most likely to succeed. Ah,
切，
I'm sorry.
我只是
I was
只是
just
有点担心
a
你
bit
会做
scared
傻
that you
事
would do something silly.
傻事。
Silly?
我
Me? I no way. Look at this face. This is a face of not silly person.
因为这件事的确非常危险，
Because this is very dangerous, and you are always scared for me.
所以我总担
So
心
I'm always
会在什么
worried
时候把我抛
that
下
you would
独自面对那些
one
危
day
险
leave me behind and face all the danger alone. Yeah.
我不想让事情变成那样。
I don't want things to turn out that way.
你可别自作多情。
Stop being the egocentric.
再说了，
Besides,
现在明明就是
we have clearly won
就算我
right
真的
now.
想也做不到吧？
We have clearly won right now. We are clearly won right now. Yeah, we have. Yeah, we are. Even if I want to, I can't do it.
真要说的话，
Speaking of which,
更希望
I actually hope that Vita is brave enough to come.
直接撕了他。
I will just tear her apart. Problem solved.
好了，赶快出发吧。
Alright, let's go.
时间或许
This
真
is really running out. Time is really running out.
奇怪，
Weird.
怎么了？
What is it?
这个世界炮里的崩坏能
What's
怎么
it?
现在就这么密集？
What with the high density Honkai energy in the bubble universe right now? Speaking of which, I settled my encoder to CPU, so it means I can make it like full graphics without problems. It's not like it matters in Honkai, but still something. Okay, I can't. How is my FPS still dropping? Yeah, something is happening to my graphic card. Yeah, it's insane. It's too much already. Oh. And my graphic card is really old, I know, but still. Okay, you know what? We don't take risks. I need to think about this one all the time. Visually, it doesn't change anything. At least not for my eyes.
这是
This is...
奇怪。
That's
所有
weird.
的崩坏能
Seems that
好
all
像
the
都是
Honkai
在自
energy
己
was
出现
has naturally concentrated around here
而且就像是被刻意封存起
and
来
seems
一
to
样
be sealed on purpose.
那么这些石碑，
So those tablets,
普罗米修斯说，
Prometheus
世界
said
泡在
that
融合之后
once the bubble
会成为
universe
能
is
量被传输
fused,
到某个地方
it becomes pure energy and is transmitted to somewhere.
会不会维塔是故意这样做
Could
的？
it be that
让这个
Vita
世界在
didn't
融合
that
之
on
前不会
purpose
先受到崩坏的侵扰？
so that this universe would be free from Honkai disruption before it fuses?
倒的确有这种可能。
That's possibility.
那他还真是个大善人呢。
Then what's also kind of here?
不过这到底是圈套还是机遇，试试看就知道了。
But trap or opportunity we will find out after trying. Attack? Oh. Oops.
这是又散开了
Is
吗？
it going to scatter?
别想逃！
You're not getting out of this. Damn it. Vita is indeed much powerful. Vita is indeed much more powerful than I imagine.
你的意思
Ah,
是，
so you are saying
如果一个人能
if
掰
a
弯一块
person
铁，不
can
代表
beat a
另一个人的
metal
力气足
that
够把它
doesn't
掰回
mean
去
another person is strong enough to bend it back? If a person can bend a metal, that doesn't mean another person is strong enough to bend it back.
我们控制不了
Yes, it's beyond our
它
control.
看来还是得分工合
Seems
作。
like we have to split up and work again.
分工合作，
Split up?
像当初我们一起操控黑渊白花那样
Like
吗
the time we controlled the Abyss Flower.
来控制崩坏能
You are using all your power to control Honokai energy?
没错，虽然还是未必能成功，但可能性总归要大一些。
Correct, it's not guaranteed to succeed, but we are getting closer for sure.
你应该没有逞强吧？
You're not pushing yourself, right?
那不至于。再怎么说，现在的我也比那时
I
更
don't
有
need
经验
to. Come on, I'm definitely much more experienced now.
而且这些石碑也没有像黑渊白花那种额外的侵蚀性，你就放心吧。
Moreover, those tablets are not corrosive like Abyss Flower, don't worry.
我明白了，
I
我
see.
会自己想办法
I will
打坏
try to
石碑
destroy the
尽力配
tablets
合你
and do my best to assist. Okay,
接下来就先交给你了。
I'm counting on you, Silly. Okay. Oh, like there's like 2 more. Holy.
来了，
Coming. Doesn't seem really working. Maybe it does.
果然还
Ah,
是希尔
I
比
knew
我
Silly is
好一点
better.
没有
Nonsense.
如果分
I
工交
would
换一下，
have done the same if we switched tasks. Oh man, look at them both together. Okay. Oh, like this. Way more. Indeed, if they can't even achieve this, there's no need to observe them. But the end that can be easily reached is usually just a start. Alright, done.
怎么样？缺了最
How
开
is
始失
it?
控的那个石碑
Will there be
会有什么
any
问题吗
problems? Because the first tablet that went out of control is missing.
不会，即使是这些，
No, they are more than enough according to our plan. I'm sure not.
接下来
I'm worried about the first one. Next, the final step.
让我回去吧，希尔。
Let me go back, Zele.
怎么了？是有
What?
什么值得惊
Is
讶
it that surprising?
的？没有啦，
Not really.
说起来可能有点
This
傻
might sound silly,
不过我刚才的确一刻都不敢放松
but
对
I
身体的
still
控制
dare lose my control over the body for a second.
总觉得如果是你，说不
But I
定就会
didn't dare
找机会
lose.
自己去面对危险。
I feel if you had the chance, you would go face danger alone.
有那种必要吗？
Why do you think I would?
不用担心了，
Don't worry. At least this time, I will walk into the future with you. I'm doping so
谢
hard.
谢你。
Thank you, Celia.
不过，
But
希尔，
Celia,
在你
tell
看
me,
来，万一
if
发生
anything
什么
bad
意外
happens,
难道两个人一起去
do you
死？
really prefer dying together than having a survivor?
你一定要我说吗？
I have to answer that.
为什么？
Ah,
难道不重要吗？
why? Isn't staying alive important?
当然也重要。
It
而且不
is,
只是对我们，
not only for us,
对大
but
家
also for
都很
Bronya and
重要
everyone else.
但
But
只是
if you're just talking about us,
无论是谁先离开，
no matter
另
who
一个人的感受
parts
都
first,
能想象。
we can both imagine how the other would feel.
如果这是很久以前，
If you
我一
asked
定不会
me
那么自信
a long time ago, I wouldn't be so sure.
我会觉得，也许自己
I
根
will
本没有
I
那么
would
重要。
think
即使我
I'm
真的
not that
消失了，
important.
只留下你一
So
个人，
even if I
你也能慢慢地走出去。
disappear and left you alone, you could move on.
你在说什么傻话？
You have no idea what you're saying.
如果这是很久以
If you
前，
ask me a long time ago,
现在我
yes,
不
I
这么
have
想
changed
了
my mind.
我再也不会否定
I
自
won't
己。
deny myself anymore, as I finally see
你比我自己都要更喜欢
that you
我
love
希
me
尔
more. There's some emotional damage. That you love me more than I do, Celia.
如果我否定自己，伤害自己，
If I deny
那就等于
myself
是在
and
否
hurt
定你
myself,
伤害你。
then I'm actually denying you and hurting you.
我可不会那么做，
I would never do that. So
你也要一样。
please do the same for me, will you?
如果你不在了
Without
我感受到的
you,
痛苦肯定会超
the
过我
pain I
对死亡的
feel
恐惧。
will definitely outweigh my fear of death.
希尔，
Celia.
好了，别说这些
Enough.
废话。
No more sad talking like that.
反正现在我们不是要
Listen,
去死
we are not going dying
而是
together,
活下
but
去
surviving together.
解
Yes,
决一切，
to settle everything and save everyone, just like we did before. Yeah,
希尔，
Celia, you're
你
still
果
the
然还
same
跟以前
person.
那样是不喜欢
Someone
伤
who
害别人
hates
就行
harming others.
怎么
哦
突然说这个？
Why you bring that up? We... Huh?
我可是很喜欢伤害别
I
人，
love harming others.
你应该知道才对。
You should have known that.
怎么回事？我不能
What's
控
going
制
on?
身体
I have lost control of the body.
等等，希尔，
Wait, Celia! No! No! Stop it! I remember now. In the story of axes and limbs, I was wrong about one thing. The Creator did serve all humans, but not out of angels. But not out of angels. It was at the request of humans. The reason? I have no idea. But you do, right?
你果然坐不住了。怎么，只有胆量这么和我说话？人倒是出来啊！
Your patience finally ran this, what? Are you too scared to talk face to face? Come and face me!
别难为我了，这样会轻松些。你们刚才论证过，我的时间也很有限。
Don't push me. It's easier this way. You two just prove it. I don't have much time to spare.
如果不是因为你现在超越了完整的高塔贤者，在这个世界中的特殊性仅次于我。
If you didn't surpass the complete sage and become second only to me in uniqueness in this world,
或许连这些交流都毫无必要。
perhaps we would not even needed to have this conversation.
所以，那个话题的答案究竟是什么呢？你刚
So,
刚经历了
what's
这一
the
切，
answer to the
或许
question?
能告诉我吧。
Should be able to tell me, given that you just went through.
那些被拼合在一起的人，有的更看重对方，有的更看重自己。
For those woven together, some value the other more, while the others value themselves more.
而看重自己的那一边，当然会觉得分开更合理。
For the latter, separating naturally makes more sense.
所以，你觉得自己是更自私的那一个？
So you consider yourself
你
the
正在做
selfish
的事
one?
情看起来可不是这样啊。
Well, you actually say otherwise.
那是
Your
你
action
眼光
says
有问
otherwise.
题。我就是这么一个自私的人。
Your judgment is failing then. Yes, I am a selfish person, and I always will be.
但这一点都不妨碍我找到你、打败你，然后撕开你这张讨厌的嘴。
Despite that, I will still find you, beat you, and treat your awful lips apart.
那祝你好运，我是真心的。
Well, I wish you luck. I mean it sincerely.
不过，他的确没注意到，对吗？
But she really didn't notice, right?
在控制那些崩坏能的时候，你每次都偷偷截留下一部分，就是为了在这种时候能更顺利地夺走身体。
When controlling Honkai energy, you secretly snipped a little every time, so you could take all the body to make it easily at this moment like this.
不然呢？你以为就连那一点崩坏能我都把握不住吗？
To make over the body more easily at a moment like this. Your point? You really think I couldn't handle such a tiny amount?
当然不会。不过你比我想象中要聪明不少。原本这是你绝对不可能做到的事。
Of course not. But you are much smarter than I imagined. You couldn't have done this originally.
利用沙铁国度和自身的特性，你将身体原本的主人驱逐而出。
By exploiting the properties of the country of Iron Sand and yourself, you drove away the original owner of the body,
将其制造成了类似异种圣痕的存在。
and turned her into something like an abnormal stigmata.
既然你都知道，还有什么好啰嗦的？难不成拖延时间还对你有利？
Pink? Yapping. If you already know, why do you keep on yapping? Will stalling for time do any good?
你就洗干净脖子等着吧。等我找到你和你好好谈谈之后，我自然会回来带他离开。
Enjoy the time before you're dead. After I get to you, I have the talk. Enjoy the time before you're dead. After I get to you, I have the talk. I will come back and take her away.
而就算你失败了，异种圣痕想必也不会受到这场决战的影响。
If you fail, the abnormal stigma certainly won't be affected by this duel.
不错，你未必聪明，但的确足够自私，
Not bad. You're not smart, but you're selfish enough.
是那种我既喜欢又讨厌的性格呢。
You have a personality. I love and hate at the same time.
好吧，我会在那里等你。毁灭之地，又或者新生之地。
Alright, I will wait for you in the land of destruction. Or should I say land of rebirth?
不过在那之前，我还是想好心提醒一下不够聪明的你。
But before that, I will kindly remind you, Miss Not That Smart.
你正在面对的不是一个
Well,
敌人，而是一場
like,
豪赌。
Widow makes herself really unlikable. You are not facing a single enemy, but a higher stakes gamble.
而我其实非常希望
And I actually wish that
能和大家達成雙贏。
we can find a win-win solution. It's like Hearth of Corruption. I swear this reminds me of Hearth of Corruption and Elysium, Everlasting Elysium. So it must be a good chapter. And that's cleared. Okay. And I will pause here for a break and see you in 5 minutes or so. Maybe less. Okay, I hope I took not too long. Yeah. In the indescribable emotions echoed deep with her heart. Unlike the others, who received more than one piece of bad news,
苏，竟然
Sa is actually... Oh, it's Shiguro Kira. She remembered the withering she once saw. She remembered the legends she once heard.
不，我就是为此而来的，可不能被吓倒。
No, that's exactly why I'm here. I mustn't be scared.
是这样吗？
Is that so?
我知道了，谢谢你，
I
薛
see.
定谔博士。
Thank you, Dr. Schrödinger. Let's lower the tone and... Dr. Schrödinger, who wasn't aware of the latest change in the country of Iron Sand, was telling the news to Prometheus of Prometheus being attacked to her first and last friend.
接下来，你打算怎么办？
What do you intend to do next? Stick to the plan, that the final message of Prometheus before chasing into her death. As an Wait. Is this my headset? Oh yeah, like some knister. Moment. Okay, it was my microphone making weird noises. I don't know if it was heard in stream. And as an introduction, it seems too simple or even vague. However, that might exactly be the AI's intent. Just like how the same color text could be really differently if decrypted differently. And instruction so vague you could confuse an omniscient enemy. What I intend to do isn't that obvious? Since Prometheus carried out her duties till the end, very end? Yes. Let's do it. Oh no. Wait, I closed my page? Oh no, it was ein Bett. Here. Unpin. It was pinned. How can I give up as nominated sick? I don't know how to pronounce it. Literally clueless. Singularity. Bear. Singularity bear. Okay. Keep challenging Honkai energy towards me, Doctor. The games don't disappear entirely. Why? How long is the games are not there? Huh? Aru? Wait a moment. I'm still recording, right? Yes. Why? Do I need to restart the game? Oh, it's back. I will stick to the plan and be the new Herrscher for this universe.
我明白了，
I understand.
希尔也会以自己的方式进行努力。从结果上来说，这至少能够给我们的敌人多制造一些麻烦。
Zayla will fight in her own way. In terms of result, this count at least impeded our enemies a bit. Impede, yes. She seemed to imply more than she said. The innocent teammate, the Omniscient 4, for the wise at the moment, which side was actually lying to? Maybe both, or neither. Either way, the action that would produce an imaginary singularity or its movement couldn't be hidden from anyone.
我会如你所说，
I will do as you
将自己
say
能够引导的崩
and
坏能
direct
继
as
续向
much
你转移
Honkai energy towards us as I can.
但是，少了
But
普罗米修斯
without
的协助，
Prometheus' help,
我们必须付
we
出
will
300%
have to
500
work
的努力，
3 or 5
才有
times
可能达
harder
到
to
原先
achieve
30%
30 or
50% 的效
50%
果
of the original output.
你明白这意味着什么吗？
Do you know what that means?
我当然明白了。
Of course I
就算
do.
拼尽全力，
Even
也
I
只能达到目
must
标的
devote
10%。
myself to achieve just 10% of our target. I will do it without hesitation. Um,
毕竟，
after all,
这或许是一名偶像的毕业演出呢。
yeah.
他
Oh my
是
god,
否能够
what's
全力以
what's
赴
what's happening here? This might be a free will concert for an idol. How could we spare any efforts? This lively moment, Shigure Killer planted her sniper rifle half nod into the ground at it, gathering her audience in the last frame of the human form.
来上演一出华
Let's
丽
make a
的登
great
场吧
entrance
要让我们那位拥有全知力量的狂热粉丝也大吃一惊才行
so
啊。
that we can even astound that fantastic omniscient fan. Why is everyone dying? Like, this is literally the same what happening in Everlasting Elysium. After that, oh my god. If I think about it, this is like Everlasting Elysium. New Zele looks like Elysia. It makes sense. After that, she activates the key of the Beyond and surrenders herself to the integrating process. Oh, it doesn't look very good. What happened to her arm? OKS. Like the end of giant plant in the universe. Like how these stars collapse and reach the most romantic gravitational singularity, like the birth of a black hole.
博士，你不说点什么吗？
Are not you going to say anything, Doctor?
比起6年前的那一次，你现在的模样还是要可爱不少。
Well, compared to yourself 6 years ago, you look much more cuter now.
谢谢。不过，下次可别当着尼古拉斯的面这么讲。
Thanks, but don't say that in front of Nigurat next time.
老实说，我也是第一次将砂糖银药的力量解放到这个程度。
To be honest, it's the first time for me to unleash the sugar key to this extent.
据说，上次它被超限解放后不久就直接损坏了。唉，要是这次又被我弄坏了，回去以后肯定要被金平堂长老狠狠说一顿了。
It's said that it's broke soon after being pre-unleashed. I would definitely get closer by Eldon Conpato if I break it again.
不过应该也还好，毕竟经过上次的修理之后，砂糖银药被拆分成了许多把，而这只是其中之一啦。
But it shouldn't be that bad, right? After all, the sugar key was split into multiple copies, and this is just one of them. The young girl kept talking, trying to conceal the fear inside. She knew that Sa would hear everything.
这么看来，他倒是和轩辕剑会有类似之处。
In that case, it's
毕竟支配的全能，倒还真拥有一定的维度特性。
in that case it's similar to the Xuanyang sword that makes sense considering the authority of domination is somewhat dimensional.
这就属于我的知识盲区了。总之，从现在开始，我会利用这把外之剑的力量，加速催生虚数起点，尽力在没有普罗米修斯帮助的情况下，完成我们的计划。
That's totally beyond me. Starting now, I will use the key of the beyond to accelerate the generation of imaginary singularity and strive to achieve our plan without help from Prometheus.
接下来就都交给我吧，博士。你可以去帮助希尔他们。
Leave the rest to me, Doctor. You can go help Celia.
怎么啦，博士？还有什么问题吗？
What is it, Doctor? Do you have any other questions?
启洛，
Kira,
你的确清楚
are you
自
sure
己
you
正在
know
做
what
什
you're
么
doing?
那当然了。
Of course.
我知道了，
I see.
祝你好运，我们的星语者。
Wish you good luck. Our Star Whisperer. Just an instant after Schrödinger left, massive amount of Honka energy floated in from all directions and swallowed Shigura Kira. Oh, boring. It might be inappropriate for me to say this, but I don't actually find this mean. Mean? I don't actually find this mean. After all, I have seen too many universes with her. Fragment World, Ghost World, Smooth World, Skyless World, Earthless World, Godless World, worlds that are the most particular. However, at the moment of destruction, the reaction of intelligent life, were almost identical. A bit of despair, a bit of relief, a bit of useless struggling. Which is exactly what is going here now. Sure now, the way she used the key of the beyond was surprising. With such technology, no wonder the Sugars survived. A judgment are quite right. After the loss of Prometheus, this dimensional weapon would save her path of the plan. But also, because of the loss of Prometheus, Saving the plan is only theoretically possible. Shigure Kira. Without someone cheating for you, you will never be qualified. Yes, just like your fake idol identity. Why is man? Why is Rita so evil? I started to like her. The key of the Beyond was just gathered around Honkai energy to cross the threshold of Herschel creation in other worlds. On the world ruled by Sa. This is an unexpected change in billions of years. It even comes in pairs. However, an artificially imaginary singularity will never come as silently as a supernova. During the process, they will surely realize that without that AI, Shigure Kira is a host of singularity without the Honkai adaptability to match. In other words, forcibly focusing Honkai energy on her like this will turn her into a Honkai beast or zombie before turning her into a Harsha. Of course, she and that doctor were aware of this. When a train comes off its rails, its passengers are the first to notice. Moreover, I can read all the stories burned in her memories. In a past battle, Mary transporting a somewhat special divine key has cost her dearly. She knows her capability inside out, but still chose to quench her thirst with hemlock. From the perspective of that, this is actually beautiful.
是啊，
Yeah. Oh my.
没错，
You're
我
right.
无法和那些被命运眷顾的天才相提并论。继续死撑下去，也只是在为自己掘墓而已。
You're right. I can never compare with the genius blessed by fate and holding out is digging my own grave.
这些局限，这些弱点，其实我只是在自己的心里悄悄地想一想，也都会被你读得干干
All
净净。
these limitations and weaknesses, every single science through about them would be read by you. Am I right, Rita? She isn't talking with me, just talking to me.
我再清楚不过了。
I know this better than
论天赋
anyone.
论
In terms
姿
of
势
talent
我
or
向来都不是最顶尖的那一类人。
capacity, I have never been one of the best.
身为偶像，
As an
没
idol,
法尽情
I
歌唱
can't。sing at will.
身为
As a
女人
warrior, I failed to save my teammates. As one of the
身为休格
sugars,
斯的族人
I can't stop you.
去阻止不久之前，我还试着去安慰苏珊娜，但当时说的那些话，不也是说给我自己听的吗？
I tried to confirm Sushana not long ago, but at the end of the day, I was also comforting myself,
虽然
myself.
因为天赋，因为经历，因为各种各样的理由，我们无法成为自己所向往的那个样子。
We may never become who we dream to be because of our talent, our experience, and many other factors.
但我们也可以无限接近自己向往的模样啊，并且做到一些即使是他们也做不到的事。
But we can also be infinitely closer to who we dream to be, and do great things that even they can't do.
大概这才是所谓梦想的真相吧。只要坚定地看着前方，一直努力，说不定梦想就会以一种谁也想不到的方式实现了呢。
Maybe this is the truth of dreaming. As long as we look ahead and do our best, our dreams might come true in an unexpected way.
像这样纯粹的思考方式，
I want to believe
我自己又何尝不想去相信呢？
I want to believe in this kind of pure and idle thinking myself.
可是，如果现实这么容易就能被改变，事情就不会发展到这一步了吧？
But we wouldn't have come to this if it was that easy for us to change
同
reality.
伴逐个离去，敌人步步逼近，简直就像是回到了当年的那场战斗里一样。
With my friends hurting one by one and my enemy approaching, it's almost like I'm back in the battle.
那时我没能战斗到最后，其实并非出于自身的意志，但结果上来说，我成为了第二次崩
Back
坏的
then,
逃兵。
I couldn't fight to the end. Even though it was against my will, I made me a desire and it made me a deserter in a second eruption.
但是，即使战斗到最后，又能怎样呢？拼尽全力，再挑战一次自己的极限，结果就会有什么不同吗？
But what does it matter if I fought until the end? If I give it all my all and challenge my limits once more, would the outcome be any different?
肯定不会吧？
Oh, sorry. Of course not.
我什么都做不到。Cecilia 大人，还是只能牺牲自己。就是这样。
There was nothing I can do. Cecilia Summer still has to sacrifice herself. End of story.
所以，在成为逃兵之后，在比安卡告诉我故事的结局之前，我大概已经在内心深处接受了 Cecilia 大人的死亡。
That's why after becoming a deserter, and prior to Bianca telling me that the end of the story, I probably had accepted Cecilia Summer's death deep down.
与之一起死去的，还有我再也无法找回的青春。
And died along with her. Then they all was the I can't. Such a difficult word. Youth. Was the youth that could never be regained?
你可以说，我一直都是一个骗子。不管表面上多么光鲜，表现得多么开朗，那都不过是心灵的一层假面。
You can say that I have been a liar all along, no matter how dazzling or jovial I look, but it's but a mask for a scared soul.
归根结底，我害怕着我自己，害怕这个笨笨的女孩，有一天也会发现自己内心深处的负疚和迷惘。
Jovial. After all, I'm afraid of myself. Afraid that this stupid girl might one day find the guilt and confusion deep inside herself.
尽管她早就发现了，但只要能自欺欺人，一切就没有问题。
Though
这可能也是我那么执着于成为偶像的原因之一吧。
she has come to realize that as long as she could lie to herself, everything was alright. This might explain why I'm so obsessed with being an idol.
但是还好，
But it's okay.
还好这一次的对手是拥有全知能力的你。
It's okay that this time I'm against the omniscient you.
一想到这世界里的一切伪装都会被你看穿，我反倒轻松了不少。
To be fair, she took like she win a lot of time. She could like right now she's like winning and winning like a true idol that can speak for a long time. The thoughts of you being able to see through all the skies in this world makes me feel relieved.
如你所见，我就是这样一个胆小鬼，一个逃兵，一个不称职的冒牌偶像。
As you can see, I'm this coward, this deserter, and this fake idol.
哪怕打肿脸充胖子，哪怕会自作自受，
Still, I would rather keep faking it, even if it will come back to bite me.
我也不想停下，依然要扮演可靠的前辈，直到最后。
That to stop playing the reliable senpai role till the end.
既然我一直都是个骗子，这也是顺理成章的吧。
Since I always being a liar, this is natural, right? Giving up on yourself, huh?
不过，这可不是什么自暴自弃哦。
Ah, that's not giving up on myself.
就算我只能踏入末路，但只要崩坏能再持续聚集，就仍然会催生绿者。
Even if it destroys me, as long as Honkai energy continue to gather, it will create a Hersha.
当然，那个时候诞生出来的会是什么东西，就不在我的控制范围内了。
Of course, what comes out at that point will be out of my control.
不过，想必也不在你的控制范围内，对吧？
But it will be the same for you, I assume.
所以，如果错过了演出，
So if you miss the show,
到时候你可不要后悔哦。
don't regret it. That was based. 12. I think like there's like 24 chapters. 31 and 54. 23 chapters? Heading towards death while pinning all your hopes on a negligible probability like a desperate gambler? Gambler. This is really so boring.
的确如此。
Indeed. Huh?
虽然这样附和你有些不近人
It
情，
might sound
但不管从哪个角度看，始于绮罗那些逞强的话语，都不具备震慑敌人
it might
价值
sound a bit unkind to second you on that, but Shiguro's skill sword cannot intimidate the enemies in the list, no matter how you look at it.
薛定谔博士，
Talking to me now, Dr. Schrödinger?
当然，
I am.
不过
But even with your
不能立
omniscient,
即理解。
I'm so glad I looked this word up. You don't seem to understand immediately.
始于绮罗的计划，
Shiguro
当然希望渺茫。
Kira's plan is a long shot. That's for sure.
作为最终载体的他，
As a
崩坏能适应性却不够强大。
ultimately
这意味
vessel,
着在叙述
she lacks Honkai adaptability.
他辛苦聚拢的崩坏
That
能
means
就会先一步释
before
放
the imaginary singularity is born, the Honkai energy three toilet together will go out of control first.
打个比方来说，
It's like a pressure cook losing its lid before the food inside is cooked.
在没有外力帮助的情况下，
Without help,
即使他想先变成死
she
尸
will never have the chance to turn into a
现实也不
zombie.
会给他那样的机会。
Without help, she will never have the chance to turn into a zombie and then a Hersha, even if she want to.
你倒是比我还不留情面啊！
You're harsher than me. You are harsher than me.
所以，
So I
我决
decided
定
to
照
join
着他
her
的计
plan.
划
Huh?
之前没有疑惑，
Haven't you wondered as to why I, somewhat
高塔贤者一样
possessing a
在世
moon
界中
rock,
自由穿梭
can freely travel the world like a sage?
你不过是在频繁
You're
变换
just
自己的附身
frequently
对象
changing.
与拼上性命的他们不同，
You just
你做这些的风险
frequently
不过是
changing your
可能被世
host.
界排斥而已。
Unlike those who risk their lives, you only risk being rejected by the world.
那么，我就
Then
只是
how
在
exactly
帮助
did I help Shiguro Kira channel Honkai energy?
那
by the nature of the moon rock, but it's insignificant.
可是，
But if I'm truly so weak, why bother talking to me?
会老什么？
That's what I said.
你即使全知，
Even with your omniscience, omniscience, you don't seem to understand immediately.
世界复杂而混沌，
The world is complicated and chaotic.
你必须
To
坚持
prevent
自
the
己的思想，
butterfly
独立
effect,
判断他们
you
的一
must
切
regularly search people's mind to determine if they are a threat to you.
而这一点，
And
是
this
我为你
is a trap I set
布
for
置
you.
的罗网。
We're doing our part. Oh my god, it's her model. It's Schrödinger model. Schrödinger playable van. Let's go. The next moment, Schrödinger become her deduction. Science being quantized in that world-changing war. She has traveled long and far in this quantized form. The change of her existence has brought forth a new perspective, allowing the innate research to adjust her ways of thinking and calculating intentionally or otherwise. As a result, she could think and calculate with the efficiency of a quantum mind. She doesn't actually need to overuse such ability, as it could bring unknown risk that were not worth of hassle. Yet at this point, unknown risk was the least of her worries. Rather, she now fleet her brain to exploit the use unknown risk. Help Shigure Kira, help Celia, contact the outside world, escape the bubble universe, try to interfere with SAS authority. Each and every plan has deducted in her mind. Even a brief message seems to have been sent out to the proper world. The omniscient once was like a poor detective The omniscient one was like a poor detective, inundated with countless false alarm calls, who needed to determine the criminal true intent from a sea of spam.
不然，
Indeed.
现在我所能推演的，
For now I can
最多只能算是似
deduce
是而非，
no more
好
that
像具有可行性的方案。
seemingly feasible plans.
他们不可能每一个都被付诸实现，
They cannot
也不可能每
each
一个
be
都像看上去那样完整牢靠。
impaired. Not all is complete and reliable as they appear to be. They cannot each be implemented. Nor all be as complete and reliable as they appear to be.
但是，你能
But
够因此就放弃对我的
Are
追求
you giving up on probing into me just because of that? Probing into me? Huh? What do you mean by this? Probing into me? Oh,
每一个方案，你
for
都需要
every
关
plan
注
you need to
并且验
observe,
证
calculate,
即使拥有干涉仪的
and
处
verify.
理信息的效率会
Even
更高。
you who has the infirm for every plan you need to observe, calculate and verify. Even you who has the interferometer and can process information faster that we will be weighed down by them,
对我的同伴们来说，
and that may be enough for my friends.
而对我
But for me, you are simply risking your
是
life,
和他们一样
just like them.
说实话，
To be honest, I feel lucky, for it's the omniscient you that I fight against this
是
time.
拥有全知能力的你。
To be honest, I feel lucky, for it's the omniscient you that I fight against this time. Her friend said similar things a few minutes earlier. Perhaps her plan were empty talk, and a winning strategy doesn't exist. Still, when those new ideas were born, so did their potential threats. And something else about her made her even more irksome for some opponents. Her existence was unique, as she came from outside this world, and was only using the Moonrock as a terminal. In other words, she was the true quantum ghost in this world, one unable to be killed physically, yet unable to interfere with this bubble, with this world. Subtly? Suddenly? There is no D right in this world. My god, English, please stop. Thanks to the previous crisis, she had risked switching the terminal and had gotten better at it. To stop her from impacting the world, the choices were to wait until her energy ran out or destroy the world directly.
对现在的维塔来说，
For the present Vita, I'm not to be
对吧？
ignored, right? Despite the words, one could tell that she was putting up a front. In fact, she was more like a puppet who keeps cutting off her body parts for firewood. A small amount of consumption would be replanting from the outside, but to compare with the omniscient one like this was failure. Fertile, not failure. Fertile. This was indeed a battle of deduction, and also a gamble, with everything on the line.
说到底，对
After
科学而
all,
言
for science,
所谓催生
there
奇
has
迹
only
从来都只有一种方式。
one way to induce miracle.
如果概率低微，那就加大基数，
If the probability is too small,
那就是
increase a certain number. If one experiment fails, experiment another million times.
现在，就让我
No,
们看看
let's see if
是
a
维塔
miracle
奇
will
迹
creep
无暇顾及的
creep
角度
up from
悄然诞生。
where you were too busy to check.
对，
It's Santi,
我说
right?
的其实不是一直被你防范着的希尔，
Yes, I'm not talking about Celia that you're keeping an eye on. It's Santi,
而是此刻就在
Santi.
你眼皮底下的
Oh,
石鱼奇。
Kira. But Shiguro Kira, who is right under your nose.
让我们的演出开始。
Let's our show begin.
这不可能，
This is impossible.
石鱼绮罗的计划只是有勇无谋，哪怕成功汇聚崩坏呢，他也无法逃避死侍化的命运。而死侍化后再觉醒为律者，本就是天方夜谭。
What? Shiguro Kira has it wholeheartedly planned. Even if she managed to focus Honka energy, she was no way to escape zombification. And awakening as a Hersham after being zombified? That's a fairy tale.
薛定谔的行动也不过隔靴搔痒，即使穷尽全部的知识，他能做到的，充其量也就是扰人心神。
Schrödinger's
只要稍加
move
应对就能
is
一一化解
distraction at best. Even with all her wisdom, she can only disturb minds, which would be a breeze to neutralize.
他们无法制造出律者，我不可能估计错误。但为什么？
They are unable to create a Herrscher. My estimations can be wrong. But why? Oh, we're starting to show weakness, Vita.
即使如此，
Vita.
为什么他们还能走到这一步？
Even so, why they came so far?
崩坏能汇聚完毕，开始构建虚数起点。
Honkai energy gathered, generating an imaginary singularity.
来吧，索，
Come, Sa.
让我们的演出开始吧。
Let our show begin. Oh my god, this is happening.
果然还是来了吗？
You came, Vita.
你也想参加我的演唱会
Are you
吗？
here for my concert too? Oh my god. Oh. Enemies on the left. What a nice mini game. And some one side.
盛
Watch
情的
out
观
for
众
flanks.
可真多呀。不过，演出结束之前可不能随意上台呢。
But you can't come on stage until the show is over. Lots of enemies coming in. Don't forget, you have me.
谢谢你，博士。
Thanks, Doctor. Oh,
不过，多少能让这
that's a
场对
bit of
决
distraction.
更公平一点。
Still, it won't assure our success or something. Hey, it's not time
郑重，
to
奇罗，
make this. Hang in there, Kira. The imaginary singularity is almost stable.
你就放心吧。
No worries. Yeah, no worries. It's right there. Oh, that was close. Ah,
アイドルはパフォー
an
マンス
idol
を途中で
never
やめ
stops
たりしない
performing midway. At that moment, all was silent. It was nothing philosophical like the greatest musician had the faintest notes. Faintest notes. Finest. Faintest. It was the sound of the end. As to an idol, this was a very important and extremely familiar moment. While the last note still lingering in the air, the audience would remain silent. But is it because the performance has tied their hearts? Or because they were both out of their souls? Nobody can tell in that moment. No matter how dazzling an idol may be, she must experience this anxiety, waiting for applause and booing. But the silence on the of the stage has lasted too long. After all, for this performance of creation, there is nobody who can utter a sound in an audience unless light can appear. Amidst this darkness. Amidst? Amidst. Amidst, okay, that's a word.
做
哎呀，
做到
is
了
it?，
没办法，到此为止吧。
Can't be helped, let's stop there.
就差一点了呢。
It was so close.
说来讽刺，不久前我还认为你们的计划好
Ironically
可行，此刻却要为了避免节外生枝，不得不出手攻击。
I thought your plan wasn't even visible a while ago. Now I have to attack you before anything goes wrong.
你真的很出色呢，冒牌偶像。
You're really outstanding, bootleg idol. Bootleg idol?
你唯一的不幸，
You
只是
only
拥有全知能力的我，终究要快人一步。
your only misfortune is that me, who is omniscient, is always one step ahead.
不管你会变成绿者、死士还是别的什么东西，虚数起点的雏形都会被扼杀在摇篮里。
You can turn into a Herrscher, zombie, or something else. For all I care about, the imaginary singularity will be nipped in the bud.
成功了，
It is done.
欢迎来到我们为你准备的真正舞台。
Welcome to what I have prepared for you, the real stage. What's going on? There was no surprise of being ambushed in her voice. Only joy that didn't exist just now. Wait, have I assumed a wrong fact? Is it really an idol's job to meet everyone's expectation? It's more like letting everyone see that they were imaginated. No matter true or false, that's it. But even so... Wait, you? As an idol excited? Excited? Oh my god. Exit. It's exited. Exited. As an idol exited the stage, a familiar voice called out without warning.
可算，抓到你了！
Finally got you, eh, Santi? Let's go! Cleared stage 13, cleared. A while ago,
开什么玩笑？
This is a joke?
怎么会有两个
Why are
我？
the two of me?
别思考，别发问。
Stop thinking, stop questioning. Let your mind go blank. A chill ran up the back of Shiguro's Kira's neck. At the very moment she realized that her thoughts had begun to stagnate as her voice said. She was rooted to the spot and could only watch the figure resembling her approaching her. Is this the true face of Sa? It can read and even manipulate minds?
什么乱七八糟的？
What's this nonsense?
现在的年轻人
Young
真是
people
神不
these
解
days are not so impatient. Just wait. Young people these days? You sound like certain old lady. Shiguro Kira came to a halt. She suddenly realized that this person talked in a strange, familiar way. I will roll the dice. Shiguro Kira willingly let her mind slip. In the next instant, she was hit by a sudden dizziness before her. The platform with a face identical to her own diffused like ink, and then morphed into another familiar looking face.
成，有了我铸造
Done.
的意识的铜墙铁壁，那家伙应该探知不到什么了。
Done with that impenetrable wall of consciousness that I forged, she can't pierce anything, perceive anything.
时之律者，果然是你，
Is it you, Hash of Sentience?
伟大的时之律者，
Senti! Surprise, the great Hash of Sentience has turned the tables!
所以你没死。
So, you didn't die? What? Shiguro Kira told the Herrscher their earlier feelings. The Herrscher stood there with crossed arms, listening and nodding occasionally, seeming unconcerned.
仅凭我留在那里的痕迹，
Prometheus
这么多信息，
Prometheus deduced so much just from the traces I left there? It was quite impressive.
没错。和
Yeah, it was as you speculated.
拼了一手，
I was strict by it. My authority was restricted, and I didn't have control over my form.
那么，你见到苏的真面目了吗？
So, did you see the true face of Sa? How exactly did it do all this?
谁知道？
Who knows?
自始至终，苏都没有露面。
Sa has never showed
甚至我
up.
怀疑
My guess is it
不是由他亲自动
didn't
手
even do it personally. She has prepared herself for this, but it was only until hearing it from the Herrscher that she truly felt how powerful their enemies was.
那么，你又为什
Then
么
why did you?
一个冒牌货，就
An
想借
imposter
我
wanted to take over the authority of
看你
Herrscher's
这个纸糊
entity
的老虎嘛？
entirely. Did it really think Herrschers were paper tigers? Paper tigers? I never heard this expression before. Hmm.
多可没有换东家的
I
打
have
算
no plan of
当然
changing
不会让他
course.
摆布
I will not
找
be
机会
its
脱离了他的牵制。
at its mercy. With the right timing, I shock it off.
我连正牌的
I have
真烟
dealt with the real finality. Why should I be afraid of it? Even if it holds the whole bubble universe. I won't hesitate to give it hell.
是是啊，
Yes! Since this raw fight was inevitable, it was useless to be afraid of, wary of it.
哎呀，不过嘛，强
Still,
人不压地头蛇。
I'm on
这
its
里毕
turf.
竟是由缩控制的
This
界限
bubble universe is
能逼得我断
controlled
尾
by
求
it.
生，也算
It
是他的
forced me
事。
to detach my tail to survive. I will give it that.
为了不被他再次控制，我只能把自己在这个世界泡的
To
存在
get
感
rid
降
of
到最低。
It
顶多就像
once
现在这样，
and
在
for
意识
all.
深处和你们聊
I
聊
can
天
only minimize my presence in this world. Like now, I'm chatting with you in the depths of your consciousness.
至于报他的一箭之仇，
As for talking revenge, I will have
你们
to
现在
rely on
这
you
个计划
guys.
就不错。
Our plan is not half bad.
哎，抱歉啦。
I
想要
apologize.
突破意识的壁障
To break through the
只要你
barrier
一
of
直
your
做就行
consciousness,
一不小
I
心
had to
就
do
留了一点
something to
你的
it.
记忆
I accidentally read a bit of your memory.
没什么，
Never mind.
时间紧迫，
Time is
这样倒是省去了
pressing.
解释的时间。
It will save time to explain.
总之，为了与苏
Anyway,
对抗
to fight Sa,
必须
I
借助
must
苏的
become
体
the
系
cache of this
成为这
world
个世界的
through
律
its
师
system.
至少，我想
Or
我需
at
要这样
least
用
that's
吗
what I need to think of.
你想，
What do you need
你
to
是
think?
哦
Ah,
极了，
wonderful.
前无可言
Simply
你
wonderful.
这病急乱投医的
You
行为
just-
差一点把我都骗过去了。
You desperate tone almost fooled me.
这么好玩的事儿，
How
怎么
could
就
I
能
miss
我
of such fun?
既然那玩意
That
儿
thing
暗算我，咱当然要压
door to stab me in the back. I'm gonna make it pay.
所以，我们要怎么暗
So
算
how are you going to plot against it?
他？哎，什么暗算？
Plotting is lame. We're gonna ambush. That's right. Man. Oh my god. Without Santi, we would be doing anything. Okay, maybe without any others too, but like she's always the punching bag. Which is a good sign. Okay?
那
I mean like in good way. A good punching bag. Alright then, so what we do?
这个嘛，
About that, yes, this will do.
没什么。
It's
保
nothing.
证计划的
To
顺利
ensure
进行
that the plan has
还要
progressed
考虑继续
smoothly,
普罗米修斯的计划。
we need only to continue executing Prometheus' plan.
放心吧，有我石之力
Don't
者在
worry,
场
with the great Herrscher of Sentience around, you will definitely become a Herrscher.
啊，
But
那不是疑兵之计
didn't
吗？
we intend to fool our enemy?
只
Haha,
要你不说，我不说。
it neither of us speak. Who knows? Who would know? Haha, if neither of us speaks, who would know? Since we don't even know the answer,
都不清楚答案
how could Sam know what happened next? Well, that's true. Like we just do it, and no one knows the
哎
answer.
呀，行了，你就
Ah,
当做了个白日梦
enough
自己
now.
根本就没见过我。
Just think what you had. Just think that you had a daydream. You never actually saw me.
然后等着看好
Then
戏吧。
sit back, and enjoy the show.
毕竟要论操纵意识。
After all, when it comes to manipulation sentience, I'm the best. Oh my,
可喜可贺，我的
good
确被
job.
看到了。
I did buy it.
这里是你的意识空间吗？风景真不错。躲在时雨起落的意识深处，在我放松警惕的瞬间现身对我发动攻击，
Oh my god.
很默契的配合，值得表扬。
To be fair, Rita looks good,
这还要多亏
and
了
I
启罗
really
小
love
姐
her
的精湛
voice
演技
actor.
毕竟最真实的谎言要将自己先骗过才行。
It's all thanks to Miss Shigura's exclusive acting skills. Exclusive acting skills. You must deceive even yourself to tell the most convincing lie.
只有化身绿者成为他最强烈的意愿，他才能完全隐藏我的存在，使我得以在最后的时刻向你发动反击。
Only by fervently thinking of becoming Herrscher can she completely hide my presence and allow me to contact you at the last moment. At the last
不
moment.
过，即便你能隐隐感觉到异常，那也没法察觉。绮罗小姐根本没有向这个方向思考。
But even
比
if you
起
did,
直觉，当然还是读心的结果比较可信，不是吗？
but even if you did vaguely feel that something was wrong, you wouldn't be able to notice it. Higuro Kira didn't even think me. After all, compared with instruction, clairvoyance is more reliable now. Okay, what? What's no? Clairvoyance. Clairvoyance. It's more reliable, no?
无法反驳。看来，哪怕拥有了高级权限，也不能太得意忘形。我还是不够谦虚啊。
You're right, it seems like even the highest authority can get ahead of herself. I was too proud.
不过，就算把我困在这里，你们又能够做到什么呢？
But even if you trap me here, what can you do?
融合依然在继续，意识空间之外的世界没有任何变化，一味的躲藏在自己的心灵世界中，可什么都改变不了哦。
The fusion still continues. The world outside this mind space has not changed. You can't change anything by just hiding inside your world.
世界没有变化，那可说不准。
The world has not changed? How can you be sure about that?
只要能把你这罪魁祸首给按住，其他人当然有大把的机会实现普罗米修斯的计划。
As long as I hold you, the cause of all problems, down, the other will definitely have a better chance completing Prometheus' plan.
原来如此，除了拖延时间，你也不知道自己能做到什么。
Then, yeah, Sandy's good punching bag. I see, other than buying time, you don't know what you can do either.
哈，你今天是喝了几壶啊？就这么瞧不上正牌的绿者？
Are you drunk? Are you looking down on the real deal, Herrscher?
来呀，我们堂堂正正的打一场。我还真想看看同为意识的操控者。
Come at me. Let's have a fair fight. I want to fight out. And two manipulators of consciousness. Which one of us is
明
better?
明以他人的意识作为食粮，却说什么堂堂正正。你们的那个世界还真是奇妙呢。
You claim to be fair, but you feed on others' consciousness. You guys live in a very strange world.
说句真心话吧，
Allow me to say something sincere.
如果不是任务缠身，我还想和你们一起再度过许多和平的时光。
If it was not my obligations, I do want to spend more peaceful times with you all. With all of your obligations.
可惜，人生在世，
She's not
总会有
Sa,
一些
she's
身不
like
由己的
Sa's
事情要做。从这一点来说，把我和之
Somewhat
前那个维塔当成完全不同的人，对你们来说会比较好吧？
Unfortunately, we have to do things we don't want to do sometimes. If you think about this in that way, it will be better for you to see me as a different entity from that Vita of the past.
喂，有本事你亲自
Hey,
来
why do you
我
come
招
here to fight with me?
既然这里是你的意识空间，
Since it's your mind space, why does it matter if I do it myself or not?
胆小鬼！
Huh. Coward.
太虚之握。
Okay, after this chapter I need to make a new stream.
真是一场苦战，
Oh, that was...
可惜对现实
Ah,
来
that
说，
was a tough fight. Pity that only a few seconds passed in
这样的
reality.
战术，
Such a foolish strategy.
少废话，你等着瞧吧。
Just wait and see. Just wait and see. I also want to make a little bit different voices. Ah, that's what a journey. Dude, Vita looks so good. Oh my god, what's happening? Huh?
他自己杀死了这些东西，
She killed those things herself?
怎么打算连
Why,
夜
trying to run away from a
是
fight?
啊，真不愧是传说中的石之律者，你的攻势实在太猛烈了，我确实不敌。
Something happening in the real world. Yeah, as expected of legendary hash of sentience, your aggression is too intense. I'm truly beneath you and can only surrender.
你当我傻？你现在的样子和不敌有一丝关系吗？
Do you take me for a fool? Do you think that someone who thinks they are beneath me should look like...
啊，看来这个玩笑不是很有趣呢。
Looks like this wasn't a funny joke, man.
正如你说的那样，早已被缩束缚的你，其实根本不
I
是我的对手。
somehow really like Vita. As you said, even the Sa who has been restrained by you is not somewhat you can take on.
当然，我也知道，比起一击必杀的威力，你反而在耐力上远超常人。
Of course, I also know rather than the power of a single little shot, you are actually better than others when it comes to patience.
此刻你或许在想，无法取胜又有什么关系？只要能无休无止的消耗下去，其他人总会在外面做到点什么。
Perhaps you are thinking now, so what if I can't win? As long as I can hold her back, the others are bound to be able to do something outside.
如果你愿意坐下来喝茶，那我也乐意。
If you're willing to sit down for a tea, I'm too.
虽说自上次告别以来，我一直都在公事公办。
Although I have been faithfully doing my work lines over last three
但我
well,
也真的很想让你如愿，为你们再留下一些机会。
I really wish to fulfill what you want, to give you a chance.
可惜
But what a pity.
时间已经来不及了。
It's too late for that. Suddenly an omniscient feeling gripped the hash of Sentient's heart.
什么？
What? You? It's the end. Okay. 14 is cleared. 3-hour mark is reached. And I will take a break. Half an hour, I guess. To eat something. To refill drinks. And I will see you in the next part. Part 4.